Hello, and welcome back to Doomed. Solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game, with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. Charlie Kane, the man of the people, the politician, the man with the vision for Arkham, is here once more to take on an adventure that affects not only his people of Arkham, but perhaps the entire world. A tale of mystery and intrigue. I bid you adieu. Nope, I bid you welcome to the Scarlet Keys. If, of course, you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you can jump down into the description. I've put a timestamp to the place where the action starts, in case you want to skip all this boring intro stuff. But the rest of you are in for the ride. The ride of story. Hello and welcome. I am really thrilled to see everyone here in chat. Weirdness is here. Mistrich, Apple of the Earth, Apple of my eye, perhaps. We've got Crosshair here as well, greeting all folks, regardless of gender and or status, as elder gods. And we have Cthulhu as well. Ooh. Ironically, today is hardly a doomy day. Here it's a oh, and Flower is here as well. We must have the Tekalilis. Is that how it's pronounced? I feel like I heard it pronounced in a different way on a stream once, and I went. It's a glorious day, out and about. There's been some work done on the house today. Everything is shipshape. Everything is bon. And we're very excited. However, we're not here to talk about how great things are. We're here to talk about how awful things are. Oh, he's in quite a state today, folks. As always, I'll do a little sum up of what I can remember from last session. I won't talk too much. I won't talk too much about experience spending or anything like that, but hopefully we'll get to see some XP in play. And of course, as always, let me know if you can hear the backing music and such. I love to have them balanced as best I can. I think we should... weirdness. Oh, God. Wait, hang on. Oh, okay, yes, the vampires are after you because you're going in for a blood test, not because you're fasting. I feel like famously, vampires would probably... Not famously, but like... Logically, vampires would be more interested in people who had, like, eaten a lot, because then their blood would be fatty and, like, they couldn't run as fast. I do agree with the Crosshair here. This is a good point. With the release of a specific permanent in Arkham Horror, the card game, called In the Thick of It, there's very little reason not to take In the Thick of It. In the Thick of It trades 2 trauma of your choice. You start with either 2 damage, 2 horror, or 1 of each. You trade it for 3 XP at character creation or at deck creation. This is a good trade, and honestly, it's a bit of a fool's errand to not take the trade. Oh, Mistrich, of course it is. Yeah. See, Weirdness thinks it makes sense. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Oh, interesting, Flower. Naturally, Flower, if you know that from experience, you should probably not reveal that. The masquerade and all, you understand. Mistrich, you see, Flower, you gotta be careful. What do I want to say? I decided that Charlie Kane should not take In the Thick of It, because he is not in the thick of it. This is, after all, a roleplay and storytelling stream. Knowing what I know about Scarlet Keys is probably a poor choice, but yeah. It is what it is. Let's jump into it. Did I remember to set the game properly? It should just pop into there we go. Pop into existence. This is the world. Thank you. I will be taking no further questions. Charlie Kane ventured to London. Okay. Last time on... Oh, lovely, Flower. And you were never enthralled? So, Charlie Kane, Arkham's mayor, has become obsessed with desperately obsessed with a problem that haunts his town. Things have started to go missing. Not stolen, necessarily, simply vanished from existence. Cars, pets, lampposts, and finally people. The strange part, of course, Flower, the strange part, of course, is that These disappearances also led to the objects and people in question being forgotten. It's as if they're being erased from existence entirely. Now, hey!
Subscriber. Thank you.
Wow, Aragwen, the big 5-0. Oh, Aragwen, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If I may, Aragwen, even though I bet you're at work, I'll just quickly, a little tangent over here. When I was, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. No, I was probably 12 or so. I went to my parents' good friend was having his 50th. It was a little like get together. They were having it in their backyard. Lots of people were there. It was lovely. Whose 50th was it actually? I think it was his. Doesn't matter. The point is, we were all out there, and everything was going great. Having a great time. Big party outside, you know, lots of food, lots of drink, lots of good times. All of a sudden, we hear a sound, and we all look up, and this not too large, but pretty hefty crabapple tree was coming down. Now, it wasn't coming down towards the house or towards most of us, but, and I shit you not, this absolutely happened. It fell, and the fork of the tree fell around a small screaming child. Like, I will never forget this. To which then the parent rushed in, scooped the child up, was like, you're good, everything's okay. You know, probably sweating bullets, I don't really remember the parent. And the man in question, the man whose birthday it was, he literally just did this. This is a total Scott move. He went, the power of 50! Point is, Aragwen, you have the power to save a life. Thanks for your 50 months of subscriptions. Honestly, that's so thrilling. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Fuck it, no Doom today. We're playing something else. Or Take a Life. Sure, Flower, why not? No! I'm not doing that. Oh, Flower. I'll play Edge of the Earth again with a suboptimal deck, just for you. One that draws additional tokens, just for them Frost tokens. Yeah, basically. What am I doing, guys? This is doomed. What did I talk about so far? Charlie Kane was obsessed with the issue of disappearing objects and memories in his hometown of Arkham. Bam! He met with a mysterious figure, Lee Flint from the International Police Society? That seems unlikely. Great question, Weirdness. What do you feel like? That's Charlie Kane for you. Ergon, I still can't believe that happened. Oh, my God. We met Lee Flint in a theater. Lee Flint is an inspector with the... I'm looking it up because I feel like I need to know. The ICPC, which is the International Criminal Police Commission. Sure. That's so good, Aragwen. Like, you must have heard the name so many times. So, Lee Flint and Charlie Kane, along with many of Charlie Kane's allies, ventured to London, where a mysterious red-gloved man had been reported, who was at the center of a strange sort of one of these paradimensional entities, some sort of pocket in space-time. I love it, Aragwen. I love it. Yeah. Oh man, Crosshair. I see it, Crosshair, and I'll talk us through this in a moment. Because I am also, to a certain extent, sulking. But democracy always prevails. Why am I looking at Buenos Aires? So, Charlie Kane and Lee Flint and company went to London. They tracked down and confronted the red-gloved man who vanished. They then confronted and tracked down the red-gloved man inside the Tower of London, who then directed them to a strange ruby-red gemstone implanted in the eye of a skeleton buried in a crypt under the Tower of London. Charlie Kane, naturally, took it. Couldn't tell you why. They were then, the red-gloved man disappeared, and they were then interrogated by Inspector Taylor. It's not Inspector. I'm looking her up. Commissioner Taylor. She works with the Foundation, an international agency devoted to the discovery, research, and containment of objects with paradimensional capability. They are aligned against the Coterie, a mysterious group of people all over the globe who seem to be collecting or interacting with or trying to obtain these artifacts, these keys. They're also known because they all wear red, because they are fashionable. However, Charlie and Lee decided it'd be best to play some of their cards close to their chest. And to that end, they did something that I wrote down. We hid the truth from Taylor. Now, I spent some XP, and I was allowed to embark. Now, Charlie Kane, as I said before, he's a Democrat. I don't actually know what his political affiliation is. It doesn't matter. In my mind, he's like ultra-liberal. Rock on. So liberal, he employs criminals. Doesn't stop it, Scott. Doesn't matter. The point is, we took a vote in the Discord for next destinations. The winner, by a pretty fair margin, was Shanghai. Now you notice, London and Shanghai are not exactly close together. We haven't asked Agnes's pronouns. Well, that's interesting. I love it. Shanghai's not that close. So the options were either to venture west through Havana, which got 5 votes, and then on across the Pacific to Shanghai, or east to Istanbul, even though it says Constantinople on the map, and then further on towards Shanghai. Now, I had to go with WWCD, what would Charlie do? WWCKD, what would Charlie Kane do? And while I do believe Havana seems like a natural stop, Havana is 3 paths away, 3 time away. Constantinople is only 1. Time seems to figure big into this campaign. Every time you do something, you have to mark a time, and there is only a certain amount available. So we get to pass straight through Venice and go to Constantinople. Side story locations may stop to play the side story, but cost no time to pass through. So only 1 time to venture to Constantinople, which feels good, and a lot of people in the Discord felt that that was cool, so we're taking 1. Well, OSAB. OSAB coming in hot with the logic. Of course! Doesn't the Orient Express go that way? I know, Crosshair. Well, hang on, Crosshair. Is it? I think it is Flower. Although you are right that there was a switch at some point in the 20th century. What the hell was that? Oh, right, there's a background there. Oh, sweet Jesus. So, we mark 1 time because we took 1 contiguous route to Constantinople, and we open to page 21, and we go from there. If I'm looking towards Charlie from here, you're right, it's left! Page 21. Dealings in the dark. So we'll read the dossier at any time, and then we will just get into it because we're here. I'm really excited, by the way. This Charlie Kane's been pretty exciting so far. So, file 21F, the subject class is green. Okay, interesting. So this predates that for sure, Flower. However, I want to point out, Flower, if I may, because I think it's interesting. Constantinople is on the map. Istanbul is in the campaign guide. And the scenario is also Constantinople. I don't think it's a misprint. I imagine the campaign guide is written to be up to date for a contemporary reading audience, if that makes sense. And then the map is made to be... That's interesting. Oh, I didn't know that either. Fucking cool shit. All right. What am I doing? I'm reading. File 21F class green. The real identity is Ajay Shaheen. Ajay Shaheen. Okay, Cthulhu. Well, we can compare notes afterwards. Last known location, Constantinople in Turkey. Subject 21F, herein after Lady in the Vermilion Veil, or Ajay Shaheen, is a woman of Turkish descent, 34 years of age, approximately 161 centimeters in height, unknown whether this subject's or a disguise or false identity. At all times, subject wears traditional hijab of unusual stark red color, likely a redacted object designating Coterie membership. Paradimensional capabilities. Lady in the Vermilion Veil appears to either possess no such capabilities, or has successfully hidden such capabilities from the Foundation intelligence. Ece Şahin is a well-known and renowned art collector and museum curator operating in the Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum in Constantinople. She has either redacted or is, for all intents and purposes, a normal everyday person. Leadership is under the assumption that redacted. Ece has already reached out to the Foundation envoys, dispatched to confront and question intentions. So interesting, right? Is she a spy, a double agent? We don't know who this person is. We're keeping our eyes peeled. I will point out as well, our erstwhile ally in this venture, Lee Flint, went back to his hometown of Shanghai. So he's waiting for us there. That's our next sort of major destination after this one, as voted by you, the people. Yeah, oh, no, I figured Crosshair. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yes! So we take a nice little ferry across the channel, hop on the Orient Express, and a week later, bam. Gulls cry out as you cross the Galata Bridge, what many call the link between the traditional city of Constantinople and the districts of Galata, Beyoğlu, Şişli, and Harbiye, where a large proportion of foreign merchants and diplomats live and work. The dangers of reading stuff out loud. Sorry, team. Please feel free to correct my pronunciation if anyone knows what it is. Otherwise, I will educate myself. Since you know where you're headed, and time and secrecy are of the essence, you decide against hiring a translator. Oh, Charlie, and head directly to the Süleymaniye complex, where the target of your investigation, a Ms. Ece Şahin, supposedly works. What is this farce of a story? There will be mystery aplenty. Don't worry, Flower. Ms. Şahin has made a name for herself in several fields of academia, specifically in the fields of antiquity and art history. According to your intel, she works as a curator in the recently established Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum, but to your surprise, your case files include a wealth of other information about Ms. Şahin, from her schooling all the way back to her early life. All of this points to one of two conclusions. Either she is not in hiding like the other members of the Coterie, or she has crafted an extensive cover story. According to your intel, Ms. Şahin has already reached out to the Foundation by way of an offer of introduction. It could be a trap, but if she truly wishes to meet, you can't turn down such an opportunity. Thankfully, her office is not difficult to find. The door marked with her name and full title in Turkish and several other languages. You knock, and she bids you to enter, which you do with much caution, eyes instinctively darting to every one of the room's corners and hiding places. The room is warm and richly decorated, the walls covered in beautiful tapestries and paintings of many styles ranging from hundreds of years old to very recent, and shelves filled to the brim with a variety of colorful ceramics, glassware, and old musty texts. Greetings, Miss Şahin says with a warm smile that seems to brighten the room. She is a young woman with dark tan skin, hazel eyes, and the wispy figure of one who has spent her entire life in academia. What can I do for you? You inform Miss Şahin that you received her earlier communication and her desire to meet with you, which she takes a moment to interpret before her eyes go wide. Oh, so you are... She clears her throat and does not finish that train of thought. Train? Coincidence? I think not. I see. Then in that case, please sit down. We have much to discuss. You tell Miss Şahin that she can start by explaining her involvement with the Coterie. Your eyes catch her shifting uncomfortably in her seat at the mention of the organization's name. The Coterie is involved with a great many things all over the world, as you likely already know, she says, choosing each word delicately. But our goals are not so different from your own. I have spent many years as a researcher for the organization, searching for the very same things your employers seek, objects of arcane power that can be used to defend humanity from the threats we cannot see. Read only if one key is bound to an investigator. At least one key. It is. This is the Eye of Ravens, the macabre ruby marble, taken from a corpse's eye socket in London, beneath the Tower of London. It is currently bound to Charlie Kane. You reveal your key and show it to Miss Şahin, wondering if this is one of the artifacts she speaks of. I see you are already in possession of one such object. Where did you acquire this? You tell Miss Şahin that you recovered this key before one of her colleagues could cause further harm with it. Key? Is that what you call them? Interesting, but not surprising. They have been called many things by many people throughout human history. Your terminology is apropos. They are the key to unlock power from the other realms. Power enough to save the world, or to doom it. Or to control humanity, you note aloud. Miss Shaheen sighs. You are not wrong, but I assure you not all of us within the Coterie would use them for such purposes. There are those, like myself, who wish only to use them for the good of others. Yes, correct, Flower. You could theoretically find some way to lose before finding the key. You could also venture here later in the game when maybe someone takes a key from you, who knows. You ask Miss Shaheen why you should trust her, given the actions of the Coterie in other places around the world. Excuse me? Excuse me? Ours is not an organization with a leader or a hierarchy, she explains. We operate independently in furtherance of a unified goal, but some... She swallows hard with a shudder. Some employ methods I do not agree with. Methods which disgust and, if I am being wholly honest, terrify me. Interesting stuff. You still don't know if Miss Shaheen is telling the truth, but there's no point in not hearing her out. You ask her what the situation in Constantinople is and why she has sought an audience with the Foundation. Istanbul. She corrects you. The people of Istanbul no longer refer to the city by that name. You make a note to refer to the city only as Istanbul from here on out. One of the relics you have been searching for is here, in Istanbul. It is one I have been seeking for many years, a talisman bound to a powerful entity, what some might call a genie. Or, in the traditional sense, the only kind of non-human entity with the capability to exercise free will. Judging from Miss Shaheen's clinical definition, you wonder aloud if Miss Shaheen believes this to be true. A genie? No, I do not believe this talisman is bound to one. I suspect its master is something even more powerful and inhuman, something not of Earth at all. And the two of us are not the only ones looking for it. After the Great War and the dismantling of the Ottoman Empire, many records were thrown into chaos, but many more emerged from obscurity, including those pertaining to this talisman. The other group searching for it, the things they have done in search of this knowledge. Her face pales and she struggles to keep her composure. They'll do anything to get their hands on it. Murder and torture are just tools to them. I hate to think what sort of heinous acts these villains would commit if they managed to obtain it. And the worst part is, I believe one of my cohorts may be the one pulling the strings. I am so close to finding out, but if they find it first... You understand... As a quick PS, this is a really interesting character, because this could all be an act. It feels like it's not an act, but at the same time... We don't really know what her goals are here, right? Oh, Cthulhu, it's incredible. I think a lot of people have an issue with the Scarlet Keys because of the amount of reading, and I don't disagree, especially considering I'm reading it aloud on stream. He said, furiously. But you're right, like, those of you who have been with Doomed since the beginning or have seen Crosshair and I's playthrough of The Gathering has, I think, basically no intro text and just the agenda and the act. You're in your study, you're looking some stuff up. Suddenly you hear a scrabbling. The door to your study vanishes. That's the story. This is, I agree, it's like a full script. I need to continue. You understand now why Miss Shaheen came to you. If one of the Coterie is behind this cult's actions, she could not go to them with this information. Still, reading aloud, hello and welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. We did, or I did anyway. I was summoning you. Still, lingering doubt toils in your mind. Please, she pleads with you, find this talisman before this cult does. I do not wish to see what entity it is they worship. I'll do what I can to help you if you place the talisman into my care afterwards. In return, I promise never to relinquish it to the control of the other, more dangerous members of my organization. It will remain safe and tethered in my control. I cannot guarantee the same should you wield it yourself. Please, we are on the same side, I assure you. I hope so, Cthulhu. Honestly, if you didn't, what the heck are you all doing here? Feels very bad. Okay, so, the investigators must decide. I'm not necessarily going to put this to a poll, but I love hearing feedback. Let's have a look. All right, we'll find it, the talisman, and place it in your care. All right, we'll find the talisman and place it in your care. You're lying. Or we will track down this talisman, but we'll be taking it into our custody. So what's infuriating here...
Your ritual is incomplete.
This is correct, Flower. I tend to agree. I don't think... Like it's... There was a note early in the campaign that was like, you know, you gotta stick to your guns a little bit in terms of your convictions, even if your convictions are not trusting people. He could even dare to tell a true statement. I am feeling the intro 3, to be honest with you. Because what I'm hoping is that if we change our mind... Well, the least committal would be like, yeah, sure. But with the option of being like, no, later. The problem, of course, is that if we say we'll find it and place it in her care, and we're lying, she's never going to trust us again. Eshe Shahim. Yeah. Problem is, I also, like, I don't disagree that, like, she's probably right. Whatever this thing is, it's definitely going to be better off in her... Like, I know it'd be better in her care than mine, you know? Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. Okay. I think I am going to put it to a vote, actually, team. I want to see what people have to say here. Do we keep the artifact? No. Give it to Ishi. Yes. Lie to her. Yes. We'll take it now. Okay. It's interesting. We don't even know what the thing does, right? So this is exclamation mark vote, and then a space, and then 0, 1, or 2. How good is her read intentions pool? We don't know, Flower. She seems to lack paradimensional capabilities, but we don't actually know that. Who's JR? Who's Junior Ewing? Who dis? Who dis? Who dat? I don't know who that is, Crosshair. Okay. Oh, from Dallas. Oh, okay. Oh, sure, that television program I've never seen. I'll take your vote into account, weirdness. Exclamation mark vote and then space 0, but I'll still take it into account. Okay. It feels like a pretty clear majority here. Oh, boy. All right. Well. I can read. Okay, weirdness. I love all y'all. All right. Oh, yeah, this is the problem, Flower. I want to just look at all the options. I also, like, metagame wise, like I have a theory about what might happen, but that's okay. The question is, do we feel like it'll be more useful to have her with us or not? Oh, classic, Mistrich. Oh, I used to do that all the time. Can you imagine Crosshair if he was like, nah, I want Constantinople still. Hi, Kung Fu Fenris. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. We're voting on whether we should... there's going to be a talisman or artifact of power. We're voting on whether the politician Charlie Kane would agree to place it in her care, in the care of a academic who's promised to take care of it, lie about giving it to her, or swear to keep it for himself. Charlie Day. Lol. Do you think we are going to... fuck. I can't believe it's been half an hour and all I've done is read and agonize over a single goddamn decision. Well, shit. Well, shit. I mean... that's pretty clear. But you, Scoots? I suppose I have to vote as well, right? That's Charlie Kane for you. This is the new thing. This is the new thing, Aragwen. All right. Oh, man. I just don't... it just doesn't sit right with me, guys. If I just roll a die, it doesn't make sense either, does it? Alright. It's either a tie or Kung Fu Fenris and Aragorn put it over the top. I can see the results, Crosshair. Unless Kung Fu Fenris wanted to change his vote to yes, we would keep it. But, oh man. It's not like, I feel like it's, can you imagine if it just breaks the game immediately? And I'm like, I fucked it up. God shows the lot. Oh, okay, Flower. I like this. I like this idea. So the thing is, I'm just going to use this to justify what I want to do, probably, right? The Magician. A magician is one who deceives. That's actually no help at all, because that's the option that nobody wanted. What in the shit? It was Magician reversed. You are correct, Flower of August. So a reverse magician would not deceive. Fuck me, guys. I can't believe this. Yeah, blue Crosshair, hit me up. All right, I'm doing it random. I'm doing it randomized. And if I hate the result, then I'll know. And how do I remove these results? Remove all. There you go. All right. One is in first, Crosshair? Not one is in one? Okay, great. Ishi lets out a long breath, visibly relieved. Yeah, I mean, basically weirdness. Thank you. I will admit I wasn't sure if I could trust you. It is a comfort to know that our two organizations can work together when lives are at stake. After all, we shared the same goal. She rises to her feet and shakes your hand. You ask Miss Shaheen where you should begin searching. The last written account of the talisman's existence was during the city's conquest in the 15th century. Fuck's sake. Are you telling me this talisman's been gone for 600 years? 500 years? It was likely hidden in order to keep the invading Ottomans from finding it. After that, it remained hidden for many long years. Naught but a fable, spoken of in hushed voices and whispers. But due to recent events, well, it would not surprise me if the recent Allied occupation of the city had something to do with this sudden interest in finding it. Let us not get buried in conjecture. I would begin looking in places that were not sacked by the conquering army. The university may also be a useful resource for you. As for me, I am not particularly helpful in a fight, if it comes to that, but I can provide you with aid in my own way. In your campaign log, record the cell is working with AJ. Okay. So, the cell is working with HA. Remove a elder thing. Add a tablet. If there are 4, we earn an experience instead. So, this is where... Okay, I'm going to write down... The cell is working with HA. I think I'm going to justify this as Charlie Kane wants allies in his fight and is willing to do what it takes to get them. So, well, there you go. So, Crosshair, here's the thing. I want to point this out. If there are, I think the way it works is if there's 4 elder things and you try to add another one, you get an XP. Or if there's 4 tablets and you try to add an XP, or you try to add one, you get an XP. So, and as near as I can tell, tablets are trust and elder things are distrust. As near as I can tell. So if we want to metagame it in the future, we take all the distrust options. And maybe those will make sense for Charlie. Oh, classic weirdness. A coaster. Classic. Okay. Proceed to setup. Well, that's the hope, Osab. That is the hope. Gather all the cards from the following encounter sets, yada yada. Put the double-sided unveiling, unsealing story card into play. Unveil. Okay. Check how much time has passed. If 10 or fewer time has passed, no changes are made. Lovely, because it's only time 4 or 5, I think. Put the following locations into play. Classic Crosshair. I mean, I was devastated for like 5 minutes about that choice. Hagia Sophia must be on the right-hand side of the play area. Okay. We begin at the Hagia Sophia, which I only know from Civ, and probably Age of Empires. Sorry, I'll read this. Originally built as a cathedral, the Hagia Sophia Grand Mosque is one of the most iconic buildings in the entire world and the epitome of Byzantine architecture. True. Having survived the city's numerous transformations throughout the ages, this holy place may contain a wealth of information pertinent to your investigation, if you know where to look. Well, this is the hope, Flower. I'm hoping I get some more chances to, like, get, XP from not trusting people. Check the campaign log. If the cell is working with HA, or if the cell is deceiving HA, put the HA Shaheen story asset into play under any investigator's control. So we get this lovely human. HA Shaheen is an asset, an ally with no icons, which means I can exhaust her 4+1 on a test. Because that's how Charlie Kane rolls, baby! She also has an effect here. Free trigger. Sorry, why do you suppose the keys have not been erased? Free trigger. Exhaust HA. Look at the top card of any investigator's deck. If it is not a weakness, you may place it face down beneath her. Limit 5 cards beneath her. Forced. After any key is shifted, the owner of each card beneath her draws that card. So free trigger, put a card under her. After you shift a key, or after a key is shifted, you draw them. That is essentially free card draw. So we will be using this for sure. Seems very strong. A reminder, keys have a stable and an unstable side. In the Scarlet Keys, the Eye of Ravens says, shift. During a skill test at your location, the performing investigator sets their base skill value for this test to 6. Flip it to their unstable side. Flip it to its unstable side. So Charlie can invoke the power of the Eye of Ravens to be really good at something briefly. To call upon the powers of fate, say. However, then the key becomes unstable, which is generally bad. But you can then do whatever it says on the other side to shift it back to its positive side. Pretty strong, I think. Set each of the following cards aside out of play. Shuffle to build an encounter deck. Okay, done. The thing about this mod, of course, is that it does all this work for you, which is one at a time, in player order. Each investigator discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until they discard a cultist enemy. Okay. Each investigator draws the enemy they discarded, resolving its concealed keyword, granted by Agenda 1A, which we'll look at briefly. After everyone's performed this step, shuffle the other discarded cards back into the encounter deck. Okay, so we're spawning a cultist. There it is. There's a cultist. Agenda 1A says non-weakness cultists gain concealed 1. As a reminder, concealed is a new mechanic in the Scarlet is only in the Scarlet Keys, whereby there is a mini card that represents the enemy itself, and per concealed X on the card, 1 decoy. You shuffle them so you don't know which is which, and you place them at the locations closest to you. So 1 at the Hagia Sophia, and 1 I'll put at the obelisk of Theodosius. Theodosius writes. Okay. And, interestingly enough, Acolyte comes into play with 1 doom on it. I picked the first Cthulhu. I know. We're trusting Aishay. And we're promising to give her the key. I'm justifying it as Charlie Kane wants at least 1 ally somewhere outside the United States of America. for real, Cthulhu. So we lost an Elder Thing and gained a tablet. Which, tablets be better than Elder Things, I think. For real? Yeah, for real. Yeah. Okay, location adjacency. The scenarios for starting locations are shown above. They're connected through their connection symbols. Later, Grand Bazaar locations will be put into play. Okay. The investigators will be instructed to put Grand Bazaar locations into play. Each Grand Bazaar location is connected to each Grand Bazaar location adjacent to it. So that's left, right, above, below. Okay. Acolyte concealed minicards. The first agenda of this scenario causes cultists, including those from the core set, to gain the concealed word. Okay, cool. That's easy. Love it, Cthulhu. Yeah, probably. Honestly, probably. We've spawned an acolyte in the shadows. They start with 1 doom, and there's a concealed card at the Hagia and one at the obelisk. I think she seems cool, and she's working with us. Let's have a look at the agenda and the act. Agenda 1A, Agents of the Dark. The cult operating in Istanbul is secretive and deadly, with eyes everywhere and ears in every dark corner of the city. Each non-weakness cultist enemy gains concealed 1. Fine. Forced, after you evade a cultist enemy, return it to the shadows, resolve its concealed keyword, take control of one of its clues. As a reminder, you can... Oh, interesting, Cthulhu. Okay. A reminder, you cannot engage, evade, fight, deal damage to whatever, any enemy that is in the shadows. Currently, there's an acolyte somewhere out there. He's either at the Hagia Sophia or at the Obelisk of Theodosius, where the concealed cards are. But we cannot do the effect on the card until we find the actual person. Also, for what it's worth, this doesn't do anything, right? Because it doesn't have any clues on it. Act 1A. Oh, there's a forced... Ah! The unveiling, sorry. Hang on. It should be on the unveiling side? I think so. The unveiling. I totally missed this. The unveiling. Forced. After 1 or more doom is placed on a cultist, flip them to their clue side. Woo! Okay. If an enemy has more than 3 clues on it, move the clues in excess of 3 to clues unveiled below. Well, hello, the Eyes of Tammy Faye. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. We're just setting up for our scenario. I'm playing a politician from Arkham, Massachusetts, who's venturing out into the world to try to solve a global conspiracy. There you go. It's a pretty good sum up. The number of clues possessed by the cult is equal to the total number of clues on cultists in play plus the number of clues on clues unveiled below. Fantastico. Really interesting. Oh, Maximilian, hello. Oh, interesting. The Elder Things are less bad. Okay. Act 1A. Search for the manuscript. According to Miss Shaheen, the talisman has been hidden somewhere in the city for many hundreds of years. Oh, it's all good, Crosshair. Let me know if you have questions as we go, and I'll try my best to answer them and or look into it if I missed it too. You must not let it fall into the cult's hands. Objective. Find the talisman before the cult does. If either the cult, which, as a reminder, is all of the clues on all of the cultists in play, plus anytime any cultist has 3 or more, they move to the clues unveiled. If either the cult or the investigators at any location possess the requisite number of clues, 4, advance. Do not spend clues when you advance. Okay, so when either the cult or the Charlie Kane has 4 clues, we're going to advance. That's about it. The plan is to find the acolyte, maybe evade it and take its clue. Very Yellow Jackets, indeed. Less cannibalism. Agreed, Cthulhu. Super bad, actually. Ugh. But we also have our key. All right. I think I'm going to just quickly save here. Incredible. Snail face needs more love. Which is what it sounds like. We'll draw our opening hand. Let's get doomed. Okay, what is this? This is the Louisiana Lion, which we like. I don't. There's no money. There's no nothing. Like, I don't want to blow up the Hagia Sophia yet. I don't have any money, and I don't have any allies. This is... Friends in Low Places is pretty nice. As a reminder, Friends in Low Places, look at the top 6 cards of your deck. For each looked at card that has ally on it, you may spend a resource to add it to your hand. Or, because Charlie Kane is versatile, if you look at a card that says ally criminal, you may add it to your hand, without spending a resource. Why? Kung Fu Fenris, what the hell? Oh my god. So this is useful for pulling allies, but we're in the mulligan phase. I may as well just mulligan into 4 more. Well, I got some allies. Gregory Gry. And Lab Assistant. And Hit and Run. We could hit and run one of these people. Pull them back to hand next turn. Pretty strong, honestly. And Riestrad. Cool. I didn't realize Kung Fu Fenris. Alright, let's jump in. The Hagia Sophia has 2 Shroud and 1 Clue. It gets +3 Shroud for each study token on it. What? Oh, I see. And then action, place a clue on the Hagia Sophia, place a resource on it as a study token. So you can study to gain additional clues, but then it gets additional Shroud. Well, that's... Oh, did I shuffle back in? I did. So that's pretty gosh darn exciting. All right. Clues. Concealed cards. Gregory Gry. We have lots of things we want to do. Oh, damn, really? Oh my god, Kung Fu Fenris, that's awesome. Ooh, ugh. I didn't know that. Do I want to hit and run someone like Gregory Gry? Leo DeLuca, it's basically be 1 resource for an action, but then I'll get him back later. I may as well just play him straight once I have the money. So I'm gonna... Here's what we're gonna do. And we have Issei, of course. Issei. Yeah. So Issei can exhaust for +1 because she is an ally, but she also can exhaust to put a card under her, which then gets you a thing, which is you draw it when you shift a key, which is pretty cool. So I think what we're gonna do. It's only 2 Shroud, right? So hell yeah. Okay. Here's the plan. Charlie Kane. He's asked for assistance. He's charmed his way into some assistance in searching the library for additional information, right? I love how, like, messy-haired this lab assistant is. She's just like, ooh, what's this, doctor? Also, this is Kate Winthrop's lab, for sure. Well, that's a good point. Well, we might pass 2, Cthulhu. We'll see. I draw 2 cards. Son of a bitch. This is, of course, obsessive. When your turn begins, discard a non-weakness card at random from your hand, and discard, just double action to discard obsessive. That's not very nice at all. Well, I could just double action discard it right now. And maybe I should. Be really boring. Let's do it. Bad, bad, worse, death. Well, that's, I mean, that's a bit of a shit bit of a shit start. That's okay. What that means, though, is Charlie Kane ventures forth into the libraries here with Issei, and of course, as I mentioned, recruited some assistance from one of the assistants here at the library to start searching through the tomes. He found a specific volume that seems to speak about the conquering armies finding an object of great wealth and power, and he became simply obsessed with it, reading everything he could until he realized that it was speaking of an actual treasure, a golden idol taken off by the Vikings, say, many, many, many years ago. He curses his own stupidity, and we go to the upkeep phase. Right? The enemies don't, like, do anything. They just have a clue. I'm gonna get you, buddy. We upkeep into another copy of Leo DeLuca. Fine. Like, fine, I guess. Hit and run this art student. Hi, Max. And then we go straight to the mythos phase. So, we're still in the library. We have yet... Bye, Max. Bye, hit and run, Max. We go to 1 out of 4 doom on the agenda. The cult has 1 clue. They've already got a little head start on us, but Charlie Kane will be able to catch up lickety-split. A tenebrous eclipse. Charlie Kane wipes sweat and sleep from his eyes as he realizes he's been in the library for hours more than he anticipated. His obsession surprising even him. He looks out the window and is shocked to see that it is dark. He couldn't have been there for that many hours. But no, it's an eclipse. A partial solar eclipse? There wasn't one due to happen, was there? A strange feeling of discomfort sits just beneath his ribs as he considers it. Put Tenebrous Eclipse into play next to the agenda deck. Forced at the end of the round, discard a copy of Tenebrous Eclipse from play. No more than 1 concealed mini-card can be exposed by each investigator each round. Not gonna be a problem for old slow feet Kane. That's Charlie Kane for you. And it's back around to us. Okay. Now it's time for some hit and run action. We spend a resource to put Gregory Gry into play for free, baby! Which is great. And now we're going to go whole hog. Eyes of Tammy Faye, thank you for the question. Hell yeah. I haven't played many of the entries in the series. I, of course, grew up at the right time to play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask obsessively. I played a little bit of Twilight Princess, not very much. And then I did a lot of Breath of the Wild when it came out. And Liz and I have been very much enjoying Tears of the Kingdom for the last week or so. Week and a half? 2 weeks? It's really good. It's really enjoyable. In fact, win or lose, that's what's happening after Doomed tonight. Are you enjoying it as well, Eyes? Feels like you are. Charlie Kane makes a couple of phone calls from the library. Yeah. Not really Kung Fu Fenris. Not too many. Well, I mean, there are tears in the game, yes, but like, not too many tears from us. It's a good time. A little frustrating at times, for sure. Are there kingdoms? Yes, there are kingdoms. Well, there's a kingdom. There's 1 kingdom, I think. Is there Zelda? Yes. Charlie Kane, Breath of the Waifu. Charlie Kane goes to consult with the assistant and with Aishe to see what they've found. On the way, he makes a phone call to start calling in some favors from his old friend Gregory Gry. Oh, that makes sense. It does make sense, though, Crosshair, doesn't it? Oof, that Ganondorf, though. He is a zaddy. All right, let's do it. So, we're going to try to get a clue from the Hagia Sophia. We're going to investigate here and see what we can find. I'm going to commit a copy of Leo DeLuca to go to 2, exhaust Lab Assistant to go to 4, exhaust Aishe to go to 5, and I should have spent from Gregory Gry, so I will spend 3 resources and exhaust Gregory Gry to go to 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 to 2. Excellent. We succeeded, so I get 3 resources. Whoop. Oh, but Gwent. Eyes. Oh, I'm a big fan. Oh my god. No, I've been playing card games for some time, but not a ton of like Magic or anything. But I've been playing a lot of Arkham. This Doomed thing's been going on for quite some time. So big success, excellent work. We get the clue. Next, we need more clues. However, I think we're going to let's put Leo DeLuca into play. Why not? So we go to 0. But Gwent. Reading. That's a different game entirely. You got to be real careful about that. Ooh, maybe Kung Fu Fenris. I honestly have never heard of VTM chapters Kung Fu Fenris. And yeah, Eyes, we had a question about this last time. I'm pretty sure that like the work of H.P. Lovecraft precedes the creation of Batman, and it was set in Arkham. So yes, and presumably Batman's Arkham Asylum is a reference. Jeremiah Arkham and Arkham Asylum are like a reference to this world of spooky, creepy things. Yes, Cthulhu, I think that's the best choice. We're gonna we're going to investigate my Two Shroud location to try to reveal this concealed card. So, they managed to dig up a lead. The lead is taking them south towards the obelisk of Theodosius. Originally brought to the city from Egypt by the Romans, the obelisk looms ominously over Sultanahmet Square. Its inscription commemorates the triumphs of conquerors past. There you go. Oh, inspired by Lovecraft. I guess... Yeah, there you go. Oh, and thank you, Osab. Also cool. Yeah, I guess what I meant is that, like Lovecraft's works were set, some of which were set in Arkham, Massachusetts. Like, it's a place in the fiction. But, like, the Asylum and the Jeremiah Arkham and, like, that family were created, but, like, based on the name of... Yeah. No, this makes sense to me. All right. We're going to investigate the location again. Charlie Kane sees out of the corner of his eye someone staring daggers at him, and then noting with interest the papers that the three of them are holding, turns and ventures away. Charlie Kane notes this with great interest and sends his old pal Leo to just, hey, you see that guy over there that turned around? Gray cap, dark suit jacket? He was watching me. Come on, go check him out. We're going to investigate at, we're going to set my base value to 6 and flip this key to its unstable side, spending 3 from Gregory Gry. Punch and get lucky, I think, Cthulhu. Yeah, maybe I'll keep Leo around. It's not, no, I would try... I don't know, I can take some damage. Take some... I don't know, actually. It's a good question. I could sack this Rheostrad, but, like, oh my god. I can't do that. 2 fist icons? I'll figure it out, Cthulhu. I'm not worried. I'm not worried at this point in the game, is what I mean. So we're at 6-2, and I will also exhaust Leo DeLuca to go to 8-2. I will point out the Eye of Ravens is now unstable, as Charlie feels the strange relic glow and heat in his pocket. He notes a spring in the step of his friend Leo DeLuca, the lion, as he races after the mysterious stranger. The unstable side says, completely impregnable despite all piercing and crushing attempts. What could possibly be inside? A device? Or another world entirely? It says shift, draw the top card of the encounter deck. Ugh. Then, if an investigator shifted this key, flip it to its stable side. Okay, so we can only shift once per round, but next round I could shift it back. I should just check if that's true, actually. I think it's once per round total. Just gonna check. Keys, yada yada. They may free trigger shift. Yeah, each key by title attached to an investigator or story asset can only be shifted once per round. Oh, well, okay, thank you, Crosshair. I am terrified, but I'll allow it. This is my third action. I'm investigating at 8-2. A skull? Skulls are -X, the highest number of clues on a cultist in play, max 3. That's fine. We get the 3 resources from Gregory Gry. And we reveal the cultist, discarding the decoy as we spawn the acolyte here. There is a shout from further in the library. H.A., the assistant, and Charlie Kane all look at each other and then rush off. He needs to protect his friend. Criminal or no, whatever he's doing to this person is potentially very dangerous. The Acolyte is a 3 fight, 1 health, 2 agility enemy. It was only a small sacrifice. Right, instead of placing a doom, I place a clue. And it is now engaged with me with 1 action remaining. Also, as a reminder, after you evade a cultist, return it to the shadows, resolve its concealed keyword, take control of one of its clues. So if we evade it, essentially, if Charlie Kane's able to, like, get around this guy, we could take the information he has, rob him blind, and then send him back out onto the streets to maybe screw us up later. We could also defeat him, which would presumably drop the clue on his location. Although I realize it's not actually super clear. Oh! Ash, thank you! I don't actually have my water bottle on me, but I'll drink this, which is mostly water. Thank you, Crosshair. This one is exposing 1 concealed mini card max per round, which is going to go away shortly. After 1 or more doom is placed, flip it to the clue side. If they have more than 3 clues, they go to clues unveiled. That's fine. Do clues draw? Also, hi, Ash. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I hope you're doing well. Hope your work is well and that you're feeling faboo. Not actually sure. When you defeat an enemy with doom, they're just the clues are just discarded. Or with doom, the doom is just discarded. But when the enemy has clues on it, I'm gonna look this up, team. Sorry to be a little boring about it. Oh, and I'm out of music already. Scarlet keys. Cultist with clues. Although I'm sure there are people who would know. All right. Yay. Thanks, Ash. I will have a good stream. I'm sorry I missed that briefly, but you got this. That's not quite what I wanted either. I can't believe I'm looking up such a specific detail. That's fine. That's all fine. Yeah, oh, no doubt, Crosshair. If you defeat the enemy, would its clue drop on the ground? Find the talisman before the cult does. If either the cult or in any investigators possess the requisite number of clues, advance. I tend to agree, Cthulhu. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you and the Crosshair. So instead, we're gonna try because evading it makes things worse for you, right? It doesn't spawn again, so it doesn't get another clue, but it puts an acolyte and a fucking decoy back on the board. So we'll try a nice little evade. There's bad stuff tokens, eh? Ugh, yuck. F it. Let's try it. Woof. I mean, or I could also just destroy it and then the clue disappears, which means it doesn't go to the cultists either. His information would go with him to the grave. But I'm not going to succeed at a fight. I have a Reestrad, which allows me to deal extra damage, but I'm going to keep that for when I need it. So we'll just try evade 1 to 2. Ah, sure. Yeah, I knew that. Oh, it's going to be bad. -2, if you fail, place a doom on the nearest cultist. Well, Charlie and his allies watch as Leo tussles with a man who seems to have strength far beyond his small frame would imply. He realizes he's going to have to think quickly if he wants to take him down. In the enemy phase, we take a damage from the cultist. I'm going to put it on, not the library assistant, I'm going to put it on myself. Charlie Kane, being a guardian, being someone who wishes to protect the people, leaps in front of the tussle, gets a good sock on the jaw for good measure. We move to upkeep, where we draw cards, gain resources. It's another copy. Oh, and Gregory Gry comes back to hand. Because I hit and run him. I hit and ran him? Put them all back into hand here. Hello, Graspy Loot! Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I won't give you the whole spiel about what's going on if you're just popping in to say hi, but hello to you, Hat and Ron! That's correct, Aragwen. Hat and the same to you, good Hotman. We lose Tenebrous Eclipse. We go to 2, but actually 3 Doom out of 4 already, and we draw an encounter card. Hunting Shadow. Ugh, I hate this. Oh, I've seen this so much. The sensation of someone dashing behind the you can request it, Graspy Loot. No, you know what? No, I'm gonna do that, sorry. I'm gonna say no, only because I feel like I would accept, like, languagey things, but not dialect things. It's gonna get too complicated, so no. But hold on to your hats for next stream on Tuesday. I'm super happy to do stuff for you next Tuesday. What does it mean? Well, I didn't know that. What does it mean, Graspy Loot, please? Because I thought Aragwen was just making fun of how I said hit and runned, and then I said hit and ran. I drew a sneaky one. What did the clue do? We haven't defeated the Acolyte, but we're gonna say, Crosshair, if we punch it to death, that it will disappear. But if we evade it, it goes back to the shadows with a doom on it now. When I'm the ultimate trickster. Spend a clue or take a damage. I'm taking 2 damage. I'm taking 2 damage. One's going on HA, one's going on Leo. Oof, I've made a mistake. I've made a terrible mistake already. All tokens on the card are returned to the token pool. Excellent, Cthulhu, thank you. What? Graspy Loot? Oh, son of a... Damn it, you guys, you're taking advantage of my generosity and my gullible nature. You're taking advantage of my gullible nature. The person who just wants everyone to be happy. Reading, don't kid yourself. You know a language. Anyway, let's... Okay. I mean, this could have been going a lot better. We moved to the mythos phase. We've got him. See, Graspy Loot? It's all... Oh, you're right, Cthulhu. Thank you. After 1 or more doom is placed on a cultist, flip it to its clue side. Well, that's great, then. I should, So when you evade, you take control of one of its clues. Well. No, absolutely correct, Cthulhu. I don't know any English. You're all so... Everyone's so funny out there in Chatland. All right, Charlie Kane, what the heck? We've got this cultist here. We found some information at the Hagia, but we have to deal with this guy first. That's the most important thing. I will be shifting the unstable key back. I'm gonna need HA. I don't really want to take more damage by playing something. So if I exhaust 3 allies, I would go to 4 to 2, which is like good, not great. At that point, I would then try to just punch it. Yeah. Oof, it's just so rough. Let's do it. I'm going to exhaust 3 allies to evade at 4 to 2. We're going to try to get away from this Acolyte and steal a bit of what he has, but leave him out in the world to wreak his havoc in the future. Son of a bitch. Feels bad, man. Hashtag feels bad, man. Well, that's that, I guess. Big oof. And I can't even unstable and then stable, the Eye of Ravens. I should do this ASAP, though. Oh my god, what a disaster. You know, Cthulhu already called it, everybody. Cthulhu said, what are you going to do if the Acolyte comes out? And I said, Charlie's not worried. Turns out Charlie is very worried. Great question, Flower. The condition is draw the top card of the encounter deck. However, Flower, you can only flip once per round. So, yep, that's Charlie Kane for you. Yep, hashtag T English, help, how does it work? Reading, quick, I don't know any English. TCKFY, that's Charlie Kane for you. Okay, I should do this anyway, even though that's going to be a disaster. Oh, tick fee! I'm going to write it in the chat so I don't forget. Tick fee. Excellent. Acronyming. Anacronyming. Hello, Saren Zero. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I hope you're also dropping in just to support the undermining of me. I'm kidding. Graspy Ludus, you're still in the chat. I'm also kidding, Aragwen. I love you all very much. Welcome to Doomed! Charlie Kane is currently investigating mysterious happenings at the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul. He's found some clues, but he's also found himself caught in a life-or-death tussle with a cultist. Well, Flower, the tick of the hour hand. Okay, we have to defeat this Acolyte. I'm not wasting a goddamn Reestrad charge. So I think I just have to evade him thrice. Ugh. And then I need to flip the Eye of Ravens back just in case, right? So yeah, we got to evade him thrice, and hopefully I draw a +1. Evade. It's 1 to 2. It's a fail. Evade. -2. That's a fail. Elder Sign? Nope. Free trigger. Draw the top card of the encounter deck. It's a Tenebrous Eclipse, but I did it at the end of my turn. That's okay. It's going to go away at the end of the round. So that's fine. In the enemy phase, the man is indomitable? What's the word I'm looking for? Unstoppable? He is everywhere they turn. He continues to march ever close. Me neither, Flower, but, you know, what was I expecting for this episode? Feebly! Like, I got 3 kicks at the can to draw an Elder Sign, and I didn't. What are you gonna do? The Acolyte is everywhere Charlie turns and attacks him once more as Leo ventures off down a different side street. Upkeep readies all my allies, thank goodness, and gets me a Calling in Favors, which has an agility icon on it. We go to 3 out of 4 Doom. What a disastrous first round. And we get a peril card, Light Out of the Void. So, this is, of course, a it's now nighttime. And yet, despite the darkness of the alleys at this hour, there's a strange glowing green light that vibrates around him. You must either place a doom, which would become a clue, on the cultist enemy in play with the highest evade, or take a damage and a horror. If we possess more clues than the cult, or if it's Act 3, you have to revelation it a second time. Yuck. At least I have this 6 now. I can shift the Eye of Ravens, and that'll be nice. Okay. Place a doom on the cultist enemy in play with the highest evade, which would become a clue. Then, if I'm not mistaken, if an enemy has more than 3 clues on it... Okay. I think I'm going to do that. I really don't like it, but I'm going to do it. The glowing green light seems to play around the the dark void eyes of the man as he takes out a small blade and moves towards Charlie Kane. It's our turn. Finally. Free trigger, I'm going to exhaust HA to look at the top card of my deck. It's motivational speech. I'm going to put it underneath her, face down. Domine. Oh, domino pieces. Domine. Piesu domine. And we're going to evade, flipping the Eye of Ravens to evade at 6. 6 to 2. The key was shifted, so I draw the card. Similar outcome. We're evading at 6 to 2. Okay, well, like, I don't like that this one guy is basically breaking my back here, but, like, I succeed thanks to the Eye of Ravens. Charlie Kane finally pulls the strange artifact where it glows warmly, brightly, hotly from his pocket and holds it up. The acolyte, seeing what it is, gets a strange mad look comes across his eyes, and then a light flashes out of it. Man screams and stumbles back into the darkness. Hello, Papa J-Dub. A lurky turkey. Thanks, Papa J-Dub. Wonderful to have you. For folks in the chat, if you don't know, Papa J-Dub does an awful lot of wonderful spooky game streaming, for the most part, I should say, but is a streamer extraordinaire. Go drop him a follow if you... I'm gonna write this. Hang on. There we go. But yes, things are really well, Papa J-Dub. Thank you. It's a beautiful day. And yeah, no, I wouldn't say things are really good. Things are good. But it's been a great day so far, and that's very fab. Okay, thanks, the Eye of Ravens, as we evade the acolyte. Evade, return it to the shadows, resolve its concealed keyword, take control of one of its clues. So this means we have to, once more, shuffle up the concealeds. One goes on the Hagia, one goes at the obelisk again, and Charlie rushes away, panting, thrilled that he's finally managed to escape the clutches of this strange creature? Okay. Phew! We are going to, I want to, like, motivational speech. I want to call in some favors. I want to do all sorts of stuff. But I think we need to move on. We're trying to get these clues faster than they can. Exactly, Cthulhu. I just don't want it, you know? Like, now I need to not have this guy. So, second action, we will move to the obelisk of Theodosius. 3 shroud, 1 clue, victory 1. After you fail a skill test while investigating the obelisk, move one of your clues to the nearest cultist. Now, while the cultist, the acolyte, is in the shadows, it still counts as closest since there are no closer enemies. And I'm not having any of this. I'm not having that. Art student would pick it up for free. Feels pretty nice, TBH. I could also Gregory Gry and then go from there. That seems useful. Motivational speech allows me to put an ally into play. Oh, it's a parlay! I forgot! I could have parlayed out Gregory Gry and not provoked an attack of opportunity. Well, what are you gonna do? So we're gonna motivational speech out Gregory Gry. Charlie is going to put in some strong words to his bookie, his gambling mentor, so to speak, as they trade words here. That was motivational speech. Last action, we're just going to buy this clue for 2. No, we're going to try to... yeah, correct, Crosshair. So parlay is one of the keywords that does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Fight, evade, parlay, or resign. Everything else that takes an action provokes an attack of opportunity. It's also a card effect that just says, choose an investigator. They may play an ally, reducing its cost by 3, which is nice. Gregory Gry grumbles, but comes along for the ride. Last action, we're going to investigate. I'd love to get some resources here, so we're going to go for it. 1 intellect. I can go up to 3, 5, 7 to 3. And I would commit a Gregory to go to 8 to 3. 8 to 3, and I'll spend 3 resources. Yeah, it depends, Cthulhu, right? 8 to 3. Fantastic. Okay, well that's nice at least. Gregory Gry pays off in spades. Take a clue. Off of the obelisk. Victory 1. Now, do we need to deal with this fracking acolyte or not? Team, I hate it. Okay, it's fine. We've got favors to call in. We've got art students to figure things out for us. But with the help of a few choice words from some criminal enterprise, Charlie Kane manages to confirm that the obelisk is not the home of the strange artifact, but all signs point further west. So that's us. Enemy phase, there's no longer any enemies on the board. The cult controls 2 clues. Charlie Kane controls 3. As we upkeep into an intel report and a lot of money, I shall parley lulu, parley poli, snip, parley. Parley, yes, that's the one. Oh. We go to 4 out of 4 Doom, and we advance to... Wait, we advance the only agenda? What the shit? Agenda 1B, in a shadow of void light. I really didn't think there was only one agenda. The daylight dims. You strain your eyes to examine why. A strange black shape has begun to crawl its way over the outline of the sun. An eclipse? Whatever this cult is up to, you better stop it soon. In player order, each investigator must place a clue on Clues Unveiled, or search the encounter deck and discard pile for a cultist and draw it. Nope. By getting another cultist, it's going to spawn another concealed card here at the obelisk. And somewhere else. It's going to get a clue anyway. I'm just going to put a clue on Veiled, whatevers. The Unveiling. So the cult now controls 3 clues as well. For each eclipse that was on this agenda when it advanced, you must resolve the above effect in additional time. Okay, we see how it goes. Flip this agenda back over, adding a resource to it as an eclipse. All right, well, the eclipse begins. Charlie Kane realizes he gotta run. And that was that, so we now draw an encounter card. Hunting fucking Shadow. Spend a clue or take 2 damage. Like, I really don't want to take 2 damage. Like, I can't just keep taking damage here, team. I have a Soaky Soak team, which is nice. I also have an Unstable Key, which will draw me a card. If I spend a clue, where am I going to get more clues? Yeah, Calling in Favors returns... Calling in Favors chooses an ally you control and returns it to your hand. Then search the top 9 cards of your deck for an ally and play it, reducing its cost by X. I would interpret that you could near death someone. Everyone's already near death. Oh my god. HA has 1 health. Leo has 1 health. Gregory has 1 health. Lab Assistant has 1 health. No, I want to get to 4 clues. I'm putting 2 damage on myself. Boom. Done. Suck it, Hunting Shadow. Charlie Kane is gonna be real f***ed up after this. That is definitely a poor play. Okay, goodbye, weirdness. Rest well. I hope everything goes well with the blood test. Blood sample? Vampires? I hope it goes well. See you soon. Okay. Calling in Favors. We'll get another ally in play. Art Student. Calling in Favors feels pretty good too. That gets me a clue. Very true, Crosshair. Big fan. Okay, we continue. Charlie Kane, moving on. The ancient Galata Tower looms over this well-traveled district where tourists and residents intermingle. You pass several embassies, warehouses, and commercial buildings for businesses both local and foreign. One of the district's older buildings may have once hid the talisman. Perhaps even the famed Galata itself? Look at that art, by the way. That's no moon. That's no eclipse. It's no moon. That's my son. As Liz Neal might say. 3 shroud, 1 clue. Spend 3 resources. Parlay. expose a concealed mini card at any location. Expose is how concealed works, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just checking. I believe that's correct. Blobbity bloop blop 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 bloop. If it is exposed, flip it to its revealed side. Okay. Place the matching enemy at that mini card's location. Oh, well, that's actually really good then, right? Oh, of course, Crosshair. You know how we do. We all like our card games. I do, certainly. Okay. Well, this feels very useful, I think. It will help us figure out what's what. 3 resources, though. So then we are going to investigate. I don't want to just buy this clue because it's only Shroud 3. So I feel like I can get away with... I also forgot about shifting the talisman. HA will look at the top card of my encounter deck. It's a guard dog. Oh, that's my answer to the acolytes. A big scruffly dog to bite their face off. Love that. So we moved. Do we parlay now? I think we parlay now. Free trigger, 1, 2, 3 resources. I'm going to expose a mini card at any location. Decoy, it gets set aside. So the acolyte is at the obelisk, which I could spend another 3 resources to do next round if I wanted to. Now the question is, do I want to spend... I want to make money with Gregory. I want to just buy the... Yeah, if I buy the clue and then I call in favors, I can buy another clue. That's the whole point. But I think I want to try to make the money first. And I could call in favors on the lab assistant. That feels pretty good. I would be investigating at a 7 to 3. Sorry. 1 intellect, 3 intellect, 5 intellect, 7 intellect. 7 to 3. So we'll take 2 off Gregory Gry. 7 to 3, please. The skull, which is -2. Highest number of clues on occultist in play. So that's good. Yeah, so that's still a success. I get 2 resources from Gregory Gry. Perfecto! I feel like Charlie Kane, with his various crew, is able to cover a lot of ground. He's got some criminal elements. He's got some, legitimate assistance from Istanbul. He's got an army of like half academics, half criminals, and they're running around and doing all sorts of things from him. We get the clue. Which means that before I can do anything else, we have the 4 clues. We advance, do not spend any clues. His crew is, frankly, Cthulhu, too intellect heavy, and now I understand the problem. If the investigators reached the clue threshold first, you discover what you believe to be the talisman's resting place and scramble to find the key before your adversaries find you. But to your surprise, inside is only an ancient manuscript. In either case, resolve the concealed keyword on each cultist not already in the shadows. So there's only 1 cultist, and it is in the shadows. I'm not resolving any. Search the encounter discard pile and the set-aside Umbral Harbinger and Emissary from Yuggoth enemy... Wait, shuffle... I thought it was search. Okay, that makes more sense. So we're shuffling the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck, and we're putting the set-aside Umbral Harbinger and Emissary from Yuggoth into the encounter deck. Oh, I don't want to look at this. Oh, enemies. Enemies. Proceed to Act 2 setup in the campaign guide. When you are instructed to do so, follow these instructions to set up the play area for Act 2. Bold text, middle, bottom. Yes. Oh, sorry, Cthulhu. I have a feeling like that was just, perhaps that... Oh. Of those enemies. Well, I've shuffled them in. I mean, I'm not going to go back. I sure hope that there isn't anything like, when you look at this card, Ooh, I see. Reading, where else would their bottom be? I only have one, let alone 3. Set each of the current locations aside without discarding any cards or tokens at that location. They are not considered to be in play during Act 2, but will later re-enter play in the same state. Well, that is interesting. I'm just going to do this, because I think it'll be kind of fun to, like, keep them all that way. Okay, interesting. Shuffle the 7 Grand Bazaar locations, remove 1 from the game at random without looking at it. I can do that. Hup. Reveal a random token from the Chaos bag and find the diagram below that matches the reveal Chaos token. Oh my god, it's a -1. I should actually look at it. It's a -1. -1 is here. I'm just looking at all the others. Look at all these, so cool. Okay, so the entrance, there's 4 in a row. Hey, Lo, welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. Charlie Kane, the politician, is currently in Istanbul trying to get his hands on a mysterious key artifact before a cult does. So we've got 4 in a row and then 1 up, 1 down. Great. Oh, interesting. Right, not Constantinople, but very important. Very important. Oh. There we go. And the Grand Bazaar locations are all connected, like, orthogonally, like left, right, up, down. Yes, note, one of these locations is designated as the entrance, and one is the East Gate. So, obviously, the left one is the entrance, because the right one is the East Gate. I know, Lo, it's not going great for him. It's generally going okay in life. Move each investigator to the Grand Bazaar, marked in the randomly chosen diagram as the entrance. Hup. Charlie Kane's going to start there. Shuffle together each of the concealed mini cards on the 4 locations from Act 1. Divide them as evenly as possible among Grand Bazaar locations in play. You are now ready to proceed to Act 2. But just among locations. Well, this is an acolyte with 2 clues on it. I think I want it near me, because I think I'm going to want to get rid of it ASAP. Yeah. Act 2A. This is it, Cthulhu. Like, well, I mean, I can imagine if you're playing multiplayer, I just like... Act 2A, search for the talisman. According to the manuscript, the talisman was discovered somewhat recently by a third party and brought to the Grand Bazaar as a valuable item to be sold. You can't let that happen! Objective, find the talisman before the cult does. Exactly, Crosshair. So you can't... Now, thankfully, I know there's no decoy in play right now, so it's just the acolyte. But you would shuffle. It'd be a disaster. If either the cult or investigators at the location designated at the East Gate possess 8 clues, advance. Do not spend any clues when you advance. The cult currently has 3 clues. 2 on the acolyte, which I hope to destroy, and 1 on the unveiling. Okay, that was all an act. That was wild. So, I still have 2 actions left, which I wanted to do a bunch of shit. I do, Crosshair, but I think it's there. But I'll listen. The bustling streets of the bazaar's domed interior are dense with stalls and traders selling all manner of goods, from jewelry and clothes to carpets and furniture. Somewhere in this labyrinthine market lies the key you and your enemies search for. But where? Oh, and I still have my 4 clues, of course, so I'm still technically up on the cult for now. When you are at this location, treat the text box of each weapon asset you control as if it were blank. Okay, except for trades. 2 shroud, 1 clue, and... What? Oh, okay, Crosshair. Thank you, Agnes. 1, 2, 3 from the left, middle row. That is the East Gate. To be... No. To be clear, Crosshair, it's in the diagram. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be rude. We're not guessing. The East Gate is a real place. Although I do like Agnes's chutzpah and being like, no, it is here. She's like a Sunset Boulevard lady. I don't remember her name right now. Oh, I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. Oh, but I'm not going to the East Gate. Oh, I see. Okay. 2 shroud, 1 clue, concealed. Are we just playing an art student and hitting some calling in favors? Then shifting the Eye of Ravens and hopefully getting this guard dog out. Yes. Feels good. Art student. Art student gets you a clue when it comes into play. This isn't the best location for that, of course, but I'll put it back in hand shortly. The overwhelming nature of the bazaar in here, not the bizarre, of course, very important distinction. The overwhelming nature of this place baffles Charlie for a moment. Somewhere in this massive interior market, someone is selling this key, this artifact. He doesn't even know what it looks like, let alone where it's being sold or to whom or when. They're going to have to move quickly. He doles out a few dozen American dollars to hire a young man, a student by the looks of him, to come and scour the market stalls for something that he's searching for. Buzzer! Last action, we're going to, because I love this card, I'm going to call in some favors. So, 1 cost. We're going to choose the ally we control, return it to my hand. Whoop. Yeah, this is better than the lab assistant, I think. Yeah. Then I'm going to search the top 9 cards of my deck for an ally and play it, reducing its cost by 2. Hope there are some. Oh, beaut. Okay, a lab assistant, a burden of leadership. Here's a question. Play it, reducing its cost by X. Lab assistant, after it enters play, draw 2 cards, which I would then draw. It would be a motivational speech and a kicking the hornet's nest. Ugh. God, I really hope not, Crosshair. You would shuffle before you do that. That makes sense, Cthulhu. You finish resolving the effect of the card fully before you resolve the new effect. That makes sense. Well, then in that case, I don't want to play Lab Assistant. I want to play Guard Dog, because I want a Guard Dog. So I play it, reducing its cost by 2. I have a Guard Dog. The man returns with a absolutely, not feral, but like an absolutely monstrous beast on a leash. Yes, thank you. No, I returned art student to my hand, Crosshair, my apologies. The art student in question returns with a massive dog on a leash. He beams brightly at Charlie, and while he does not speak a word of English, it's clear that he's understood his task is to sniff out a culprit. And of course, for that, he's going to need a dog. Now, what's nice, of course, is that the guard dog will... Who's a bad boy? Who's a bad little boy? Look at him, he's so cute. Damn, Aragwen. Aragwen, that's art history students, please. Just kidding. Well, I don't need to draw this card beneath HA anymore, so I should still flip Eye of Ravens back. Do I want to flip Eye of Ravens back? I do. You only live once. I'm flipping the Eye of Ravens back to its stable side and drawing the damn it top card of the encounter deck. The Wizard of the Order goes into the reverse furry. Oh my. The Wizard of the Order is, of course, of course, the Acolyte has been tailing Charlie this whole time and is looking for an opportunity to shank him in the dark. He's also managed to make contact with a higher ranking member of this cult. The investigating American is here in the bazaar. The Wizard of the Order is a 4/2/2. He spawns in the shadows, and he has concealed 1. So let's go and find the wizard and a decoy. And then I shuffle them. And then I have to put them at the 2 locations closest to me. So one goes here and one goes there. However, I've placed a new card at my location, so now, at my Grand Bazaar location, at the public baths, my apologies, with the dog, there is now a cultist, and either a Wizard of the Order or a decoy, and then at the Grand Bazaar there's also a decoy. Or a Wizard of the Order. I think so too, Cthulhu. We're gonna rip this guy's face off. So he gets a clue every end of Mythos phase, but thankfully that's not now. Although it will be very soon. I believe it's only the... I'm going to check Crosshair because there's lots of stuff that I don't yet know. Beep, 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 boop, boop. When a new... Blubbity bloop blop blop. When an investigator draws a concealed X, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Okay. Yes, there. Here, yeah. So you take X decoys, shuffle them face down, put them into play distributed as evenly as possible among each location in play, starting nearest. Then, at each of those locations that already had one or more concealed mini cards, they shuffle each of them face down as well. So, in other words, to make that clear from the lore perspective here, the Acolyte is still at the public baths. But we just don't know which one it is now. It hasn't moved, I guess, is the thing. But there are still many other possible problems. I have 5 clues of the 8 I need. The cult still only has 3. So we're feeling good. Feeling good about it. And this Scruffles might end up doing some work for us. We go to the enemy phase, where the enemies continue to be in the shadows, waiting for their chance to strike. And we upkeep into a well-connected... I think I need more money for well-connected to really be quite nice, to be honest. We'll go. Oh, and I should have drawn Guard Dog from shifting a key with HA. Mythos phase, 1 out of 4 doom as the eclipse darkens, and we draw an encounter card. Accosted. In the public baths, as it were. Find the cultist enemy nearest to you. Place a doom on that enemy. Test agility X. X is that enemy's evade value. If you fail, take 2 damage. Oh, this is interesting. They could both be nearest me. So I feel like I can choose either one. Oh, they both have agility too. So I will choose the Acolyte. I'm placing a doom on it, which becomes a clue. Oop. And then I am testing Agility X. Agility 2. If you fail, take 2 damage. Fuck's sake. Woof. Agility 2. Maybe I need this well-connected down. I'm going in at 1 to 2. 2 to 2. 3 to 2. 4 to 2? And 1 off Gregory Gray? It's not Gregory Great. 4 to 2. -2, a success. We lose the resource from Gregory Gray. The bet doesn't work out. We don't get the cash this week, but we do not take 2 damage. Just in the nick of time, Charlie manages to call out to Leo DeLuca, who whirls around as the Acolyte vanishes back into the crowd, waiting for his opportunity to strike. Okay. So, now, we must find out where the baddies are here. This is just ridiculous. The Grand Bazaar, 2 Shroud. I have 1 intellect. I'm feeling like I'm going to put down well-connected now just before I don't have a chance later. Second action. The Wizard of the Clover, thank you, Cthulhu, because of course it does. Ooh, okay, so all of a sudden the cult is also up to 5 clues. But I'm hoping we can get this guy dead. This doesn't help me now, but it will hopefully help me soon. We're going to investigate this location. 1 intellect. God, intel report's so good, though. There won't be any 2 clue locations. So I'm thinking I'm going to commit this. I'm going to go 1 intellect. Yes, and I'm going to spend 2 off... 2 off Gregory Gry. So 3 intellect, 5 intellect, 6... You know who we haven't seen yet is Bonnie? Like, where's she at? 6 to 2 to investigate this location. An elder thing. What the heck is an elder thing? -2. Okay. So, good. We succeed. We get our 2 resources. Yes, Sarah Gwen. Oh, I love where this is going. Great question, Flower. My ally cap is 4. HA, however, does not have the little symbol for ally in the bottom right corner, so she does not take up an ally slot, which is beautiful. So it is currently 4, which means I am maxed out. I have a strangest feeling I am going to get completely decimated shortly. I'm going to start losing people left and right. Where the word scenario is. Yeah, I mean, Aragorn, it looks like someone took the word scene and they were like, we need to make this fancier. But, like, not French fancy, just, like, Italian fancy, you know? Scenario is what it is. Ooh, good question, Crosshair. She doesn't have a cost. She's null costed. But it doesn't say you can't return her to your hand. Null costed, though, is weird because I don't think that means you can play it. So, I'm not sure. Good question, though, Aragorn. Flip! Wizard of the Order! Oh, Actually, this is good. It means both the enemies are here. With intense silence, the man who tried to assassinate Leo De Luca. It's a me, scenario! Yeah, it's a senet, exactly. Exactly, Lo. French scenes, as we say in the biz. Total thing. Man, totally different thing. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Kind of. We're gonna mess this guy up. We're gonna mess this guy up. The man advances slowly but surely towards Charlie Kane. Brandishing. Does she? Oh, yeah, there you go. Boop. Good stuff, Cthulhu. As opposed to a player card back. See, this is me assuming that she was going to be a player card. Flower, Okay. We got to deal with this guy. Whoa. Wait a sec. We're not in a... What? We're not in Magic the Gathering. Okay, we got to fight this guy. I could provoke 2 attacks of opportunity, take 2 damage on Scruffles, and kill him. That feels decent. Maximilian. No, buddy. This guy is going to want his dinner very soon. I can't. I'm fighting criminals in Istanbul. Oof. But I think I just want to take him out. It doesn't get me a clue. It doesn't net me a clue. But it does kind of... Oh, Max, if you start chewing on my computer cables, man. I can hear you. I can hear you. Max. Okay, that's it. I need to take a quick break to deal with cats. Surprise! But it should be only just a few brief momentos. Return for the exciting conclusion of Act 2 of Dealings in the Dark. Be right back. Hello and welcome back to Doomed, solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game where we debate the benefits and drawbacks of Josh Groban as Sweeney Todd. That's correct, Aragorn. I don't know if you picked that up from anyone other than your own online sources. Liz and I are going to New York at some point in the coming. Well, we have dates to go and see a show in about a month and a half. And there is definitely talk about, what's playing, what we want to see. Maybe it's on the West End? It might be on Broadway. Anyway, thing is, I love the show. I'm not like a huge Josh Groban fan. I'm definitely not a fan of him in the role. That seems really weird, but okay. But you are, yes, correct, Aragorn. You are absolutely correct. He is playing Sweeney Todd in a revival of Sweeney Todd. Ooh, Time Worn. Cthulhu, where am I going to get the XP for Time Worn brand? She does not, Crosshair. But, as pointed out by Cthulhu, she does have a encounter card back rather than a player card back, which means, like, normally that doesn't go to your hand, but he's so bearded. He might have shaved, Aragwen. You don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's that old thing, right? Like, who shaves the barber? Shaves himself. The name is a Crosshair. Good luck with this. It's Eche Shaheen, but ECE will probably help you find her. Interesting. Well, Aragwen, I promise that if I can get in to see that show, and we end up choosing to see that show, that I will report all the details of how it is. Def Tots. Requiem! Hello! Doomed on a Thursday. Welcome to Doomed on a Thursday. It's wonderful to have you. Catch you up super quick. Charlie Kane, the politician, with his army of friends, is in Istanbul trying... Now they're inside a great bazaar market, trying to stop the sale of an artifact before a certain cult gets a hold of it. Oh, of course, Aragwen. Like, no one's debating that. I just don't think he has the edge required for a role like Sweeney fucking Todd. Also, it's 2023. People are going to make the show too dark. I know it's a dark show, but I mean, like, it has to be a bit silly, you know? Yes, Aragwen. I have not seen the second season. Not a huge fan, to be honest. A lot of people are, and I think that's great, and I totally see where it's coming from, but, like, it's not really for... Not my cup of tea. I will say season 2 is a must. Okay, Aragwen, cool, because Chicago. Just straight up and down. Correct, Requiem. We were actually the scenario intro shut us down with that, which was pretty fun. Okay, what am I doing? Right, we played Well Connected. We got the wizard out, and now we have 2 actions left to get rid of the guy. I think we're just gonna take a couple of attacks of opportunity and let Scruffles handle this. Mop it up, baby. Too horny for the source material. Okay, that actually makes sense to me, Aragwen, because yes, I'm thinking of that scene with I don't remember any of the characters' names, but like the young woman who was just like ooh, you know, and it was way too much. Oh, Cthulhu. Because I can use the art student to get the other concealed card. We're talking Schmigadoon. Requiem lost. Third action. Fuck it. Play art student over the lab assistant. 2 resources. I take an attack of opportunity, which goes on guard dog, who then retaliates on the wizard. The man advancing, raising his strange staff scepter thing at Charlie is mauled almost immediately by the beast of the dog brought by the smiling student who tracked down Charlie Kane. I can now discover a clue at my location, which I will use to reveal the acolyte. Brings it into play. Now, I suppose I have to decide which one I am dealing with. Oh, no, both. Yeah, both, exactly. Then I will... I'm going to move. Provoking an attack of opportunity. Yeah. Putting a damage on guard dog. And killing the Wizard of the Order. As the creature mauls the man, and as his screams fade and echo around the baths, Charlie Kane moves east, shuddering at what he has to do. But at least there is someone else near him. Someone else who is Schmacago! Of course it is, Aragwen. Of course it is. Let's have a look. This is the busy walkway. 1 shroud, 1 clue. Forced, when you would move out of this location, test agility 3, lose an action, or cancel the effect of the move. You're correct, Cthulhu. Thank you. I know. Well, at least he's going to a better place. My discard pile. Suck it, the cult. You don't get your fucking clues. All of their knowledge is lost as the blood from their jugulars swirls down the drain in the Grand Bazaar public baths. That actually feels pretty bad, but, you know, here we are. So then how would you'd have to put it back in your deck somehow and then draw it? Interesting. I need money. That's what I need. I need more money. Okay. Excellent work. Scruffles, the large attack dog, managed to stay behind with both the acolyte that's been with Charlie from the beginning and the horrible wizard man as they achieve their goal. We're at 5 clues. The cult now only has 1, sadly. It's a very interesting case. I said I needed money. I think I can bargain with a man at a table for some money, which feels pretty good. Doom, we go, oh, of course. There are no cards in the shadows. The decoy leaves as well. Thank you, Coterie. You're keeping better track of this game than I am. We go to 2 out of 4 Doom on the agenda. We draw an encounter card. Seeing shadows. Despite the number of people here in the bazaar, Charlie realizes that, and despite the luck of at least having hired someone who happened to own a large, aggressive dog, he is terrified of what lurks just beyond in this bazaar and outside. The Coterie seems to have agents everywhere. Small cults, cells, and individuals capable of great harm. After you fail a skill test while at a location with a concealed mini-card, take a horror, double action, discard it. Seems okay. Requiem. Just had a wonderful bowl of lentil soup. Big fan. Just made some lentils the other day. Should we ever visit Minnesota or Illinois, you got to check out Naf Naf. Naf Naf! I love that. Thank you for the recommendation, Requiem. I'm such a fan of, like, we made falafel the other day. Like, I have a great recipe for vegan shish taouk using, which I haven't made yet, but I'm excited to try it, using soy curls. But yeah, okay, Naf Naf. Great recommend. Thank you, Requiem. Crosshair says, answer, no. They can't be played. Aha, you'd be unable to play it. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, all right. So, Sephina's card is the Painted World, which I believe also costs null, but you play it as a copy of a card. So that works. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Thank you, Crosshair. I appreciate all of the details there. All of the deep diving. The shadows swirl around Charlie Kane, but he has a small team, and with them, he will assemble what he needs to assemble. Let's get this clue. Let's move on. You know, let's just get her done. Iche is going to look at the top card of my deck for me. It's Dynamite Blast. It goes under her. Very good. It's an educational straight. We're educated. I know. We're going the Crosshair. I really hope it's like a drug den or something hilarious. I want the money, but I need to pass this Gregory Gry test. So let's go. I'm going to investigate at 5-1, spending the last resource off Gregory Gry to hopefully gain 1. 5-1. That's a -2. Still a success. A little scary. And we get a clue off the Grand Bazaar. First action. Oh, of course. Second action. Faustian Bargain. 2 curses go in the bag, and I gain 5 resources. Wandering through this strange, large bazaar, Charlie Kane is drawn to a small table in the corner, ramshackle, old. Is that cobwebs? A crazed old man sits behind it and promises to read his actual future. And reaches out for Charlie's palm. The man gasps in surprise as Charlie reveals his palm, and the man looks at him with rheumy, half-blind eyes and simply cackles before vanishing. We made a Faustian bargain, but he left behind some money. We're going to move. Yeah, well, yeah, Cthulhu. My hope is we don't have to go back, basically. We're going to move. I'm testing agility 3. I might have to lose an action. I got a clue. I played Faustian. I'm moving. I guess I'll exhaust Gregory Gry and Well Connected. Well Connected gives me +1 skill for every 5 resources I have. So obviously he's using his connections to try to push his way through the crowd. This puts me at 3 to 3. Curse, right out of the gate. And a tablet. Absolutely devastating. The tablet says, if you fail, place one of your clues on your location. Well, at least it's here. Exactly, Requiem. And now I'm going to choose, I think, to cancel the effects of the move because I want to investigate again. But I now no longer have the ability to investigate. Very well. Do I care? I'm just going to draw a card last action. Hey, it's Bonnie Walsh! It's everybody's favorite assistant, Bonnie Walsh. So, unfortunately, Jesus crosshair. That's I mean, it's dark, but also unsurprising, perhaps. Just making sure this isn't anything importante. Yep, that's me leaving my water bottle behind somewhere. What is that on, though? Is it just on, like, the floor? Okay, whatever. Scott, focus. Get it done! So we picked up a clue, we got some money, we tried to move, we lost a clue, we drew a card. Like, it's just a bit of a lost cause here. However, upkeep readies all of our resources. Oh ho ho! What's this? A large machine gun for sale, eh? Not the best weapon, perhaps, but definitely one worth considering. And we go to 10 resources. I mean, incredible. 3 out of 4 Doom. Charlie Kane, unfortunately, after having spoken to the strange man at the strange booth that's vanished, he's unable to push his way through the crowd. Every which way he turns, he's being pushed back and further back. We need to pick up this clue again. But of course, first we need to be shadowed. Find the cultist enemy nearest to you. No. If there are no cultist enemies in play, take a horror and again search. I will take a horror and I will put it on Gregory Gry. Nah, we'll put it on Art Student. Sorry, Art Student. Actually, no, I'll put it on Gregory Gry because I don't want to get him back necessarily. And again, Surge. So that's nice. Light out a void. You must either take a damage in a horror or place a doom on the cultist enemy in play with the highest evade. If the investigators possess more clues, resolve this ability a second time. There are no cultists in play, so I have to take 2 damage and 2 horror. Well, that's relatively easy. 1 and 1 go on Gregory Gry. 1 and 1. Yuck. Go on the Art Student. Yeah, a little nasty. But hopefully we'll get some more allies back. The strange light coming down from the darkened sky above that no one else seems to be bothered too much by is leaving Charlie feeling very concerned for his future as we move back to the investigation phase. Now here's the hope. Get the clue. Move on. Bonnie and Doggy, everyone's best friends. We're going to play Bonnie Walsh down. Bonnie Walsh finally catches up to Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane, I'm so glad I've caught you. I have a few notes if you'll look them over here. We will also exhaust Eche to add a card. Yeah, the Vicious Blows going under her as well. It seems pretty good. Eye of Raven's starting to look pretty good here. Do I also want to put down Doggy Doo? Feels important, I think. just in case them cultists come back out. Oh boy. We've got some damage options now as well, but Charlie's feeling a little strapped for cash. However, let's try to pick up this. Agreed, Cthulhu. Especially this 4 out of 6 damage is getting a little roasty toasty. We're going to try to pick up this clue, and then we're going to try to move. Oof. It's fine. We have to try. So we're going to pick up this clue. I have 1 intellect. I'm going to exhaust Leo DeLuca to go to 3, and then 4 with Guard Dog. 4 to 1. Great. Pick up the clue. Charlie retrieves his wallet from where he dropped it. Oh, okay, no worries, Requiem. Wonderful to have you here. Thanks so much, and thank you for the recommendation of Naf Naf, which I will probably not forget because it's quite funny. I love it. And then last action, we're going to get the heck out of here for the frickin' first time. So we're going to move. I'm testing agility 3. I'm exhausting Bonnie Walsh to go to 4. And with that, I'm going to ready HA and exhaust her to go to 5. 5 to 3, please. Damn it! Oh! I don't have an action to lose, so I have to cancel the effects of the move. I mean, oh my god. Well, at least I put some more allies down. It's getting a little toasty here. 6 out of 8 clues. The cult has been pushed away for the time being, but you know, we're not quite sure what we're looking for yet as we head towards the east gate. No enemies, so we go straight to upkeep. Alice Luxley. A lovely ally. And of course we have the Eye of Ravens, which honestly might be a good shout here. Alice Luxley, stunks, going up! We go to 4 out of 4 Doom, which means we advance the agenda again. The daylight dims, and you strain your eyes to examine why. An eclipse? Whatever this cult is up to, you'd better stop it soon. So either place a clue on Clues Unveiled, or draw a cultist enemy. For each eclipse that was on this agenda when it advanced, I have to do this twice. I don't mind putting, again, 2 clues on Clues Unveiled. I really don't need more cultists, like, right now on the board, although that... It would be a way of doing things, but, like, I also realize that the unveiling... Yeah, it's fine. They need 8, and they have 3. This feels not great. So next time, I think I'll probably draw enemies, but we go to 2 Eclipse. And we draw an encounter card. Mysterious Chanting! Son of a... See, this is why I didn't draw an encounter card. Or cultist. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for a cultist, and draw it. Will do. The sounds of strange chanting grows louder. Let's look at these sinister aspirants. Aspirants. Ugh. Each non-weakness cultist gains concealed 1. Oh, God, that's horrible. No, I'm definitely drawing this acolyte. But I'm going to draw it from the encounter discard pile. Because that makes more sense to me. Oh boy. It's getting spicy, team. So this becomes a clue. So the cult all of a sudden is up to 4 clues. 1 goes on the Grand Bazaar, and 1 will go on the next. Great question, Crosshair. In my mind, the way the math feels, which I might be wrong about, if I draw 1 from the encounter deck, it decreases the chances of me drawing an acolyte, because there would be 1 less, but it increases the chances of me drawing a worse enemy, because there are bigger enemies in there, I'm pretty sure. Feels like the math of it... No, well, I mean, does it, though? I'm not actually sure, to be honest, but here we go. Okay, the acolyte is back on the board. Someone has found clues, and despite the massive beating that their friends took, is willing to come and get us, which is a little scary. However, I need to reveal this concealed card, because if it is an acolyte, after acolyte enters play. Right, so if I evade a cultist, return it to the shadows, resolve its concealed keyword, take control of one of its clues. It hasn't entered play. It's still in play. All of a sudden, Cthulhu, you're not wrong. I could double action discard, but I think I'm just going to try to clear out the cultist. I don't really want to waste... I've wasted so many actions already. I'm just going to investigate my location and figure out if this is a cultist or not. Yeah, let's go. 3, 4 to 1? I don't want to fail, but I'm going to. I'm investigating my location to expose a decoy. Damn it! Oh, I knew I should go one more! Okay. As we say, we fail the skill test. We take a horror. It goes on Leo. Just to even him out, but then I'm going to put them on me. Oh, man. Devastating. Second action. Maybe we just ignore. We put out Alice Luxley. Go down to 1 resource, but up to 2 intellect. Third action. Because now I have the ability to sort of combine some actions here as the woman from Scotland Yard also arrives on the scene. I agree, Cthulhu. I agree. I'm not changing my order, though. Because I made a mistake. I flew too close to the sun, Cthulhu. Are we flipping the Eye of Ravens for this? No. 1 agility. 4 with Bonnie Walsh. Will ready Eche and exhaust her to go to 5 to 3. -1. Okay, this time it's finally a success, so we can move into the region that Agnes wanted us to look at. It's the Jeweler's Road. 3 shroud, 2 clues. Action, investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, you may play a charm or relic asset from your hand, reducing its cost by 1 for each point you succeeded by. Now, unfortunately, this 45 Thompson is not a relic, or I mean, it's charming, but it's not a relic or a charm. We have 1 action left. I could try to investigate. I won't succeed. Well, this is the question, right, Flower? If I were to get a clue, I could then deal a damage, which would reveal this concealed card, which would maybe be the acolyte, but I have a dog. Like, it all feels pretty good. I would be investigating at 5 to 3. Not the worst. Let's try it. No, I'm not doing that. After I discover a clue, I have to exhaust Alice Luxley. So I'd be investigating at 3 to 3 with Guard Dog. Terrible odds. 3 to 3. Oh, I could Eye of Ravens here too. That also feels kind of bad. Although, then we do mitigate a bunch of stuff, right? Fuck it, we're doing it. I'm flipping the Eye of Ravens to investigate at 6 + 1 is 7. I draw the cards beneath Eche, which is a Vicious Blow, and a bunch of other tokens, a Dynamite Blast. 7 to 3, which I think is good. Let's go. -3. Success. Clue discovered. 7 clues. And Alice Luxley hauls a young man out of the crowd. And brings him over to Charlie. Is this the guy who was on to you? Oh shit, it is! The decoy leaves play. The acolyte enters play at my location. It was only a small sacrifice. And we go into the enemy phase where I am delta damaged. It goes on the big guard dog Scruffles. who deletes the acolyte from existence. I like to think this time, though, rather than actually like mauling him to death in public along Jewelers Road, instead the art student's dog simply booms its very commanding bark, and the strange cultist runs off. Oh, they're like mine already. Well, that's nice. Flower, you're late to the party. She is worthwhile. Oh, more money! I like money. I'm gonna put HA down here, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna put HA down here. Okay, upkeep brings us another Faustian bargain. Money from the Jeweler's Road, perhaps? We go to 1 out of 4 doom again. I have 7 clues. The cult still only has 3. I'm starting to wonder whether... No, defeating a cultist, it doesn't make sense that the clues would go on to the unveiling, because then you'd have to evade, and that kind of feels bad. This charming fellow wants to marry me. He gifted me this beautiful carved dagger. Alice, get down! Alice, no! We draw an encounter card. Aha! Sinister Aspirant A, which is a cultist, so I will find his concealed mini card. Let's have a look at this Sinister Aspirant. I have seen the dark universe yawning where the black planets roll without aim. I've run out of music as well. At the end of the enemy so he's alert. 2 combat, 3 health. Woof, 4 agility. At the end of the enemy phase, if Sinister Aspirant is ready, place a doom on it, aka a clue. Woof. Okay, well, he goes into the shadows with no clues. He and 1 decoy get shuffled up. 1 goes on my location. 1 goes at the east gate. Now, we need this last clue, which I believe the wording is, if we have if we possess the requisite number of clues, advance. But I could try my work again with Alice Luxley to hopefully drag this guy out of the shadows. But then what? He's a beefy boy. I could try fighting him. I have some weird cursey spell. I have a vicious blow. I have a dynamite blast. Just throw it at my own feet. Blow up the Hagia Sophia as not Cthulhu, Kung Fu Fenris wanted. We need a clue. Do I care if this guy stays in play? Probably, right? Feels like it would be pretty bad, because he's just going to keep accumulating clues forever. It is a horror, though, so that's okay. Oh, I see, Crosshair, okay. Just a decoy here, right? Well, let's test your theory, the Crosshair. Let us, exhaust Iche to look at the top card of my deck. Friends in low places, I'll put it beneath her. Oh, Cthulhu, thank you. Cast it into the fire! Thank you, Cthulhu. He could be a leveled up dog from Istanbul. I tend to agree, Flower. It feels like it might come down a little bit, you know? So, we're going to investigate this location. 3 Shroud. I have 2 Intellect. 5 with Bonnie Walsh. 6-7 with Leo. Now, hang on, I don't need to do this. 6-7 with Alice. And, sorry, when I exhaust Bonnie, I ready Alice. 7-3? 7-3. Very good. We get a clue. I will remind myself that I am looking at this concealed card because Alice is dragging another man out of the crowd. Alice is just here, plainclothes cop, basically acting as Charlie Kane's bodyguard. However, I possess 8 clues, which means we advance. Act 2B, Talisman discovered. If the investigators reach clue threshold first, attach the twisted anti-prism key to any investigator at the east gate. Oh, shoot! Thank you, Cthulhu. I have to be at the east gate. Okay, yep, no, thank you. All right, well, I don't advance. But then, in that case, I reveal the concealed card, which is the Sinister Aspirant! Da-na! Da-na! The decoy goes away. And he enters play, engaged with me. Ah! Oh! Alice, no! No, Alice, what have you done? So he's 2, 3, 4. I think we're going to beat this guy up. Or we're going to try to beat this guy up. Vicious Blow would be very nice here, I think. I could Reestrad him. 3 curses, and I'd be fighting at a 4. But it does 3 damage. Fuck it, let's do it. Second action. I might need this later, I know, but like for now, you know, we're doing our best. Well, Crosshair, we don't know what's. I don't know what's coming, so I don't like having him around. Although horror's not the worst thing either, is it? Great question, Flower. So just to be clear, I found a clue. The reaction ability of Alice Luxley says deal a damage to an enemy at your location. That automatic damage instead exposes a mini card. The mini card was the enemy, so then it spawns the enemy. So that's an interesting question, Cthulhu. Ah, I see. Well, now that's very interesting. Because not an attack of opportunity, of course, Cthulhu. That doesn't exhaust them. But if he attacks in the enemy phase, he would be exhausted. Or if I evaded him, of course. Yeah. Oh, I think Crosshair's right. Let's just move and see what happens. So we're going to move. We're taking an attack of opportunity. That actually doesn't bother me that much. I'm putting a horror on me. I need to get rid of this key as well. But let's have a look at the Grand Bazaar East Gate, the Marble Fountain. 5 Shroud, 3 clues, victory 1. Hello. Parlay, take control of a clue from a cultist enemy at this location. Fine. Then return that enemy to the shadows and resolve its concealed keyword limit once per round. Okay, so you freely evade an enemy, basically. You get one of its clues and it goes back. However, I am now at... If the cult or the investigators at the location that is the East Gate possess the requisite number of clues, advance. Okay, so now I'm advancing. If the investigators reach the clue threshold first, attach the twisted anti-prism key to any investigator that is at the gate. I'm going to look at this momentarily. Didn't say how it was there. Reveal each concealed mini-card in play. There are none. Yeah, very Flower. I think that's too much, frankly. I mean, it's better in multiplayer because it's a straight 3 clue instead of 3 per investigators. So reveal each concealed mini-card in play. There are none. Put the locations from Act 1 back into play with the Hagia Sophia to the left of the entrance to the Grand Bazaar. Hagia Sophia to the left of the entrance to the Grand Bazaar. Okay. So moving everything over. And now I have to remember they were in this order. I mean, that looks like hell, but that's the idea. Something like this. Great, okay. These 2 locations are connected to one another for the rest of the scenario. Fine. Put Galata Docks into play. The map looks like a key! Holy shit. It really does, actually. Oh, cool. Galata Docks, of course, is connected to Galata. Oh, God. I'm going to look at that later. Ugh. If the cult reach the clue threshold first, blah, 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 fine. Each investigator and cultist enemy loses each of their clues. Flip the unveiling story card to its other side, removing all clues from it. So I lose my 8 clues. These are all gone because we're moving the unveiling to the unsealing. Advance the act and agenda deck directly to the chase. It is both the current act and the current agenda. Now, what the heck do I read first? So, Charlie Kane managed to get his hands on the strange artifact before the other cultists do. However, he's currently dealing with the fact that he's got at least one cultist hot on his trail. Let's look at the key itself, right? Yeah, I'm going to look at the key first. It's the Twisted Anti-Prism, the Talisman of Infinite Darkness. Sweet. File 21F30, subject class red. Key is a trapezohedron-shaped crystal of unknown mineral, roughly 19 centimeters in length, impervious to both matter and light. Shift, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, draw 1, shuffle the rest back in, flip it to its unstable side. Great question, Flower. It does not say. Because it entered play attached to an investigator, it enters on its stable side. Was the ruling I remembered. The Unsealing. Each non-weakness enemy gains Hunter, Prey, Investigator with the Twisted Anti-Prism. If it is attached to that enemy, it instead gains Patrol to the Galata docks. So they're trying to get the Twisted Anti-Prism to the docks. Forced. When one or more Doom would be placed on an enemy, it instead moves and attacks as if it were the enemy phase. Blah, yuck. After a non-weakness enemy attacks the Investigator with the Twisted Anti-Prism, attach the Twisted Anti-Prism to that enemy. Unstable side face up, then that enemy shifts it. That second forced effect is really important. After a non-weakness enemy attacks me, it steals the prism. Anti-prism. So it's obviously the cult is trying to get their hands on it now that they know where it is. So I can't just sit here and take attacks forever, unfortunately. After you evade or defeat the enemy with the Twisted Anti-Prism, take control of it. Fine. Yuck. The Chase. Looks like 3 Doom. I advanced. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, I loved the lighthouse in it. That was fun. Objective. Get this thing out of here. If an investigator with the Twisted Anti-Prism is at Galata docks, you may proceed to R1. Objective. Don't let them get away with the key. If an enemy with the Twisted Anti-Prism is at the Galata docks, proceed to R6. Well, shoot. 3 turns. Do I have any actions left? Yes. We gotta get this guy out of here. Because I don't want him to take the anti-prism. Great question, the crosshair. What the bloody... I wouldn't mind another victory point, because I have, I believe, a total of 1. Oh. Oh. Oh, no, I only... Oh, man, I needed, like, a bunch of XP. Yeah, I think we're zoot-scootin'. I think you're right, Flower. Parlay, take control of a clue from a cultist at this location, then return it to the shadows. So you can use the marble fountain to essentially get away from someone. Peace out, reading. Thanks so much for joining us on Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. Oh, that does make sense, eh? Crosshair, yeah. But I'm not getting 3 clues at 5 Shroud. So, we are going to beat this guy up. That's what we're going to do. We're going to beat this guy up. 2 Shroud. Or 2 Shroud. 2 combat, 3 health. So, I mean, 3 health. I don't have the money for a dynamite blast, unfortunately. Oh, Rheostrad! I was gonna do this. Yeah. Let's do this. I'm gonna beat this guy up. Charlie Kane holds the strange key in his hand, turning it over and over, as a man emerges from the crowd, massive knife at the ready, screaming bloody murder as he bears down on him. Charlie steps back in surprise and suddenly feels his arm twist into a mass of writhing flesh as he reaches out to club him. When you initiate this attack, add up to 3 curse tokens to the chaos bag. Is this right? Should I use the vicious blow instead? No, this is good. No, it's the children who are wrong. So I'm putting 2 curses in the bag, which means I'm fighting at 3 to 2. And I'll exhaust Guard Dog to make it 5, and I'll exhaust Leo to make it 6. Let's party. I'm not going to get this Thompson, so I'm also going to put in the Thompson to make it 7. Okay, cool. The mass of flesh that was once Charlie's arm slams into the side of the man's head, and he goes flying, sprawled out on the ground, twitches once, and then goes still. Charlie gasps in horror as he looks down. It is just his arm. Simple, unchanged, untwisted. What was that horrible, horrible vision he felt? The aspirant is dead, and we are running. So second action, we're gonna move. Boop. Yep, and I wouldn't mind some money, but I think last action, we are going to move again to the Grand Bazaar, because the plan is, yes, to get to the Galata. Well, this is the question, Flower. I don't know if he can repeat that at all anyway. Galata docks. The Galata Bridge spans over the Golden Horn, separating the piers from the rest of the city. You can only enter Galata docks from Galata. Fine. As an additional cost for you to do so, you must discard any combination of cards from your hand or assets in your player area with at least 3 matching skill icons. Ugh. That might honestly be quite tricky, but once I'm there, we're getting this thing out of here. Although there might be victory points, so we'll see. Okay, that's me. Did I fail any skill tests? No, not with concealed mini cards. So we go to upkeep. Charlie breathes heavily as he... Oh, I should have known this was going to happen. Charlie breathes heavily as he realizes what he's done. Taken a life with his own hand. Perhaps the man isn't dead after all, he hopes to himself anyway. If you control no allies, shuffle Burden of Leadership back into your deck. Otherwise, for each ally asset you control, either exhaust it, or deal it a direct damage and a direct horror. Well, Bonnie Walsh is taking one of each. Alice Luxley is taking one of each. I'm exhausting H.A., Guard Dog, and Leo. Because I'd rather they not die. That is distressing. Charlie puts his hands to his face and sobs for just a moment as the terrible weight of being a leader comes down around him. And that was upkeep. Great. We go to 1 out of 3 doom on this last encounter. And we draw an encounter card. Hunting Shadow. Spend a clue or take a 2 damage. Frack. I have to take 2 damage. I don't think I want H.A. dead. Definitely don't want Bonnie Walsh dead. Don't want Leo. I'll put 1 more damage on Guard Dog and 1 more on me as the shadows continue to hunt. But Charlie Kane continues to run. So we're going to move out of the busy walkway, shoving through people. When you would move out of this location, test Agility 3. Welcome back, Crosshair. I drew, Charlie Kane had a crisis of confidence with his Burden of Leadership. I had to exhaust some allies, put some damage and horror on others, and then he was hunted by a shadow again. So we're going to move, testing Agility 3. I will exhaust Alice, yes, Aragwen, to go to 2, Bonnie to go to 5, which readies Alice. 5 to 3, please. Damn it. This is a tablet, so a fail. Place one of your clues on your location. I have none, so I will lose an action to move. And then from the Grand Bazaar, I will move again to the Hagia Sophia. Everybody's scuffed up. And then last action, I will move, perhaps a little dangerously, up to Istanbul University. Housing faculties of theology, arts, mathematics, and science, as well as other recent additions, the newly reconstituted university is as prestigious as its campus is beautiful. If there's anywhere in the city you'll be able to find information regarding relics from the past, like the one I hold in my hand, it's here. Eravana, hello, welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. Yes, indeed. Doomed on a Thursday. I'm unfortunately unavailable for Saturday. So I wanted to make sure Charlie Kane got his Istanbul jaunt in now. Like a John Constantine. Oh gosh, Aragwen. Yeah, no, that's Charlie Kane for you. He's like a banker. He's like an oil tycoon, except he's actually a mayor. Very good, Aragwen. Very good. I like that. Oh, yeah, sure, Cthulhu. We like that too. This is nice. Istanbul University is a 4-shroud, 1-clue location with Victory 1. I can test Will or Intellect 6. Take control of a clue on Clues Unveiled. I never looked at the Unsealing. Yes, I did. Oh my god, way worse, Eravana. I'm so sorry. Right, this is Enemies Hunt. Oh, and of course, enemies no longer have concealed on them, so they just hunt now, because they're trying to get to you. Okay, that brings us to the end of the investigation phase. We go to upkeep, we draw a card, we gain a resource. It's a lab assistant. My allies are getting a little roasty toasty. We're at 2 out of 3 doom. Presumably, flipping this over will mean that, not the end of the... Look at the art on this card, though, eh? The man with the red gloves is just on the left, pulling out a big knife, and he's like, I got you now. Terrifying. Brutal. Well, Eravana, I totally get that, and I'm hoping that it's all... It's Wednesday, my dudes. I hope, Eravana, that it's been interesting in a way that is manageable. That's what I'm hoping for you. We go to 2 out of 3 Doom, and we draw an encounter card. Another Seeing Shadows. That's fine. That's actually fine. No mini cards now, so I think we're okay. I'd love this clue. I'd love to move to the Galata docks, which I have to discard some shit from play, but I think we can do this. Let's get this clue. I have 2 intellect. What's the shroud here? 4? 4 with Alice. 6 with Leo. 8, 9, 10 with Bonnie Walsh? Is that right? 2, 4, 6, 9. Sorry, I'm miscounting. 9 to 4 feels pretty good. Exactly, Lo. He became mayor because he wanted to protect the townsfolk, make a little cash on the side, and by golly, the Kane Express is going all the way south. We're going 9 to 4 on this test. -2. Get a clue. Get a clue and a victory point. We'll take it. Second action, move. Moving to Galata. Third action. I think I can do this. You can only enter Galata docks as an additional cost. You must discard any Tikfi. Well, I investigated the location, so I think, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean, Crosshair, yes. You can also action test Will or Intellect 6 to gain control of a clue on Clue Unveiled. Oh, which actually has none on it anyway, because they were all removed, thankfully. But this is meant to be like an early game, like, help out, Okay. Discard from hand or play 3 matching skill icons. That's fine. I'm going to discard a Lab Assistant, a Faustian Bargain, and I can't discard Leo DeLuca, so it's got to be Alice Luxley. Sorry, Al. 5 Shroud, 1 Clue. With the Foundation's travel documents, you should be able to charter a ship out of the city with ease. Victory 1. Shouldn't have discarded Alice Luxley. So now I could go to 3. Here's the question. I have 1 action remaining. I'm probably not getting this I don't think so, Crosshair. You must discard any combination of cards from your hand or assets from play area, thankfully. Which is good. Now, unfortunately... Oh, I didn't get rid of her. Oh, yeah. Oh, phew. Maybe I should have, though. I can't. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I could go to 3 on this test, so that's not going to help. I really want this victory point, but what happens if I go to 3 Doom? Probably nothing, right? I did. I moved everything around, Crosshair. What a namby-pamby. If I take an action here and just, like, sit, I'm worried that I'm going to lose the scenario because there's only 3 Doom. I feel like that's not possible, though, because the objective is get this thing out of here. Ah, fuck. No, I have to do it. I can't risk. Ooh, I did not know that at all, Ericwen. That's very cool. I'd have to check that out. What's the video specifically? Yes, indeed. It says the Crosshair. Let's have a look. Objective. Get this thing out of here. If an investigator, you may proceed to R1. Which tells me that you don't have to. Which tells me that this won't end the game. So I could try, but I'm not going to succeed because I would be testing 3 to 5, which is like a bad play, probably. Question is... Yes, Flower, that is a good point. Thank you. Because yes, if the enemy has it, then... Oh, shoot. So if someone came into play, yeah, and hits me... Oh, it's spooky! I just really, I don't want to be greedy, but I have 2 XP from this scenario. Sorry, is that correct? I'm sorry, I have... Yeah, I have 2 XP. Oh, thanks, Aragwen. I'm going to check that out shortly. I'm taking a risk, team. I'm taking a risk. Just try not to kill me. I'm drawing a card with my last action, calling in favors. Okay. We go to upkeep. We draw cards. We gain resources. Kicking the Hornet's Nest, which is a free clue if you spawn an enemy with you. It isn't Flower, but the word, sorry, Flower, I should clarify what's going on here, for me anyway, although it might be clear already. I had 1 action left. It doesn't cost an action to get out of here, but I'm not going to succeed at this test to investigate Galata docks, and I really want this victory point. So I wanted to wait another turn, get all of my bonuses back, and try it then. The downside is, if this agenda advances and I'm out to dry, I'm going to feel really dumb. Yeah, oh, yes. I mean, yeah, in theory. Yes. So, you drew an encounter card. We go to 3 out of 3 Doom, and we look. Rush for the key. In the dark light of an alien moon, your enemies work tirelessly to escape with the talisman in their possession. Each enemy in play moves and attacks as if it were the enemy phase. No. If there are fewer enemies in play than the number of investigators, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a cultist is discarded, draw it. Repeat it until there are enemies in play equal to the number of investigators. Flip this card back over. Great. So we're discarding cards until we hit an enemy. A cultist, sorry. There's one. Draw it. Whoa. Oh, Aragwen, I wish you so much luck. I think you're well-spoken, witty, and charming. Those are just the 3 first things that came into my head when I thought of you. So go knock 'em dead, kiddo. Oof, how do we feel about kiddo? Not great, huh? Go kill it. Woo! You got this. Okay, hunter, prey, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Nikes. Okay, hang on. It spawns at any empty location. So I'm going to spawn it way the F back there. Right? Yeah. I've got spreadsheets. Ah! When one or more doom... It doesn't, though, I don't think, the crosshair. Draw the cultist enemy you discarded. When you draw it, it does what it says on the card. And it says spawn at an empty location. Now, empty, of course, would be like, you know, if there were multiple people on the board, empty might be worse for you. When one or more doom would be placed, it moves and attacks as if it were the enemy phase. So, the Acolyte will move and attack because a doom would be placed on it. So that's okay. There's clues. Is it empty? No. Sorry, Crosshair. The location being the one... No, it had 3 clues on it. The Acolyte itself, again, like, sorry, I happen to be doing a bit of a shorthand for myself in terms of the cards that I know. It spawns at any empty location, and it enters play with a doom on it. Clues don't count for the purposes of empty, right? It would be enemies, investigators, and things, yeah. I think that's the question that you're asking. But it does get a doom now because the agenda that... Oh, yeah. Me brain talk bad. Hey, me brain talk bad too, and I'm on stream. Don't worry about it. Okay, this is good news. Flip this card over. So there's a doom on the board, and we... Oh no, did I shuffle the encounter deck back? Ah, damn it. Yeah, agreed. Well, wish me luck on this draw, though. Ooh. So this guy's here, which is actually quite rough. So, because I really want a clue. The Sinister Aspirant does not have, whatever. So, this guy, if he attacks me, he takes the card. He's alert, which means I have to defeat him. And then I can try to get a clue. How am I going to defeat him? I can do one... I could throw a big bomb at the ground. No, that's ridiculous. I could also evade him. He's alert, so if I fail, it's not looking great for our heroes. But yeah, that seems decent. I can boost. Fuck it, we gotta do it, right? I gotta evade. This is the problem. He also is easier to hit. I'm thinking 2 damage with the vicious blow, 1 damage with a punch. I think it's doable. Let's party. Great question, the Crosshair. After a non-weakness enemy attacks the investigator with the Twisted Anti-Prism, attach it to that enemy. Brr. So, I think we're going to try to beat him up. And then I'll just get out of here if I have to. So, first action, we're going to attack. I have 1 combat, 2 with this Vicious Blow, 3, 4 with the Guard Dog, 5, 6, 7 with Bonnie Walsh. Feels pretty good. Cultist. The Cultist is minus X. If it is Act 3, X is 3. Success. 2 damage. As Charlie sees the boat chartered by the Foundation, or rather, sorry, sees the boat that he's going to take out of here, and as he prepares his travel documents, a man leaps at him and tries to knock him off the bridge into the water below. Charlie swings around, and Leo DeLuca leaps in, smashing a massive pipe on the man's head. Second action, we're going to attack again. I have 1 combat, 2 with this card that I committed, 3 with Leo, 4 with HA, 5, 6 with Guard Dog, 6 to 2. Okay, good. Done. Defeated. Get the heck out of here, man. And now I realize I have nothing left to try to get the clues. Because I'm a fool! A fool! This is the question flower. It's the wrong way up. It's unstable side face up. I totally forgot to deal with that last time. You can only flip it once per round. So I think perhaps what you're thinking is, I'm going to flip it, then on next round I'm going to flip it back. Ooh, we also have this. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, draw 1, shuffle the rest back in, flip this key to its unstable side. Yeah, well that would give me a card draw. Do I have any, like... Damn it, right, Kicking the Hornet's Nest is such a good clue card. Okay, it's fine. What would I get? Art student. Is there another art student in my deck? I think so. You can only flip each key once. Now I have to look at my deck list because I don't remember what's in it. Intel report is gone. Art student. I have 2 art students. I mean, this is dangerous as hell. But Charlie's going to go for it, team. We're going to shift the anti-prism. Not on me, Flower, unfortunately. Oh, calling in favors. This is way better. Yeah, this is way better. I'm going to call in a favor. Yeah. We're going to take Scruffles back to hand. And then we're going to search the top 9 cards, or rather my whole deck, for an ally and put it into play, which is going to be art student. Yes. Which gains me a clue. And then I have to flip this to its anti-prism side. Ugh. The unstable side says, do not store in darkness under any circumstances. To shift it, the nearest investigator must place a doom on an asset they control, an encounter card at their location, or the current agenda. Then if an investigator shifted this key, flip it to its stable side. Okay. What happened there at the end? Essentially, just making sure that I don't have to have it correct side face up or whatever. I don't think so. Charlie Kane sees the boat that he's going to be taking out of here, but he just knows there's just that little bit more information that he can squeeze out of this place. And suddenly the man returns to collect his dog. Yeah, oh, I like that, Flowery, exactly. Someone sketching his portrait draws him with a slightly buffed up right arm. Something the man shrugs and just says, it's in your aura, sir. The man then collects his dog and ventures off into the dark. And we are going to proceed to Resolution 1 on page 25. Phew! Resolution 1. Once you and HA are safely out of the city, you seal the talisman back in its case, speaking the proper words to contain its power. Sure, as you do, the uncanny eclipse looming over the city comes to a swift end. If we are working with HA or deceiving HA, skip to Resolution 3. HA breathes an unsure sigh, worry etched in her expression. Well, in case they saw me, I should probably leave Istanbul for a short while. I'll have to put in a leave of absence at the museum. In the meantime, she turns to face you, eyebrows raised. As for our agreement? We're working with her. Proceed to Resolution 4. You hand over the talisman, trusting that HA will keep it safe in her possession as promised. She breathes a sigh of relief as she stores it safely in her side pack. Thank you for trusting me. I'll keep it on my person at all times. You take a moment to look out over the sea and appreciate the beauty in the gentle waves, glimmering with the reflection of the now shining sun. Finally, you ask Ase where she will go now that her position in Istanbul is compromised. There is a place where the Coterie meets in secret to go over important happenings. We do not consort often, but I believe these events warrant a caucus. I will have to call the rest to assemble. Perhaps when that time comes, we will meet again. As you leave Istanbul behind, you allow yourself a bit of hope. Ete trusts the cell. H.A. Shaheen is the bearer of the twisted anti-prism. Lorgor Kane! Welcome to Doomed. I'm just wrapping up Dealings in the Dark from the Scarlet Keys in this blind-ish playthrough. Charlie Kane, the most famous of investigators, is indeed kicking butt. Wonderful to have you with us. And hello. The Twisted Anti-Prism is owned now, or born by H.A. Sahim. Safim? Yeah. That she trusts us as well, and we gain 3 victory points, which feels not that much, but... And she trusts us. Okay. Well, I like trust. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get that XP from not trusting, but that's okay. It's fine. It's not nothing. It's not nothing. Exactly. It could have been a lot worse. And I think that's it. Mark 3 time. You may embark. Okay. I'm marking 3 time. 1, 2, 3. I just moused over and marked time on a symbol, which means I have to proceed to page 69 of the dossier. Nice. And read Alpha. God damn it. There we go. Status report Alpha. As your travels continue, the Foundation receives more and more reports of strange disappearances. With each new dossier you read, you worry it's only a matter of time before there's nothing left. Add a cultist to the bag. Ugh. Ooh, ooh, we don't like, ooh, ooh, we don't like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't like that. No, no. Okay, Aragwen, good luck. We'll see you later. Let me go back. Whoopsie doodles. To page, I don't know, like 8 or something. We're back to the map. So embarking. Now, of course, as voted by you, the people of Arkham, Charlie Kane is venturing next towards Shanghai. The question will be how I can get there. The red cannot stop here until unlocked, but may pass through. So I could pass through Kabul, Kathmandu, Shanghai. Seems the fastest. Moscow, Tunguska, and then Shanghai. The question will be whether we want to go to Kathmandu or Moscow. Flower, yeah. So embark is basically go back to the map and do the thing. Ooh, what are these? Visited! Ooh, cool. And unlocked. Whoa, I didn't realize that was a thing. Whoa! So, that means next time on Doomed, we'll be headed towards Shanghai with a little interlude before. I'm not quite sure what that's going to hold for us, but it certainly is exciting. 3 XP. Charlie Kane. It took a little longer than I anticipated because I agonized over trusting HA for like 10 minutes or whatever. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. No streams from me on Saturday, unfortunately, which also means the crew is canceled. But Punchy tomorrow. Sunday is another episode of Avatar Legends, The Mirror Scale. Join us for that, please, and thank you. And then next Tuesday, you can catch me here, not for more Doomed, but for more Emperor Scotimius in the Age of Wonders. We love him to death. Thanks, everybody, for joining me today on Doomed. It's been fabu. I feel like Charlie Kane running through a strange bazaar, trying his best not to get shanked, feels a bit strange, but we're getting there. And Punchy Book Club, of course, on Sunday as well. Thank you, Crosshair. We'll see you all next time on Doomed.